Hailing frequencies are open. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Monday night session of here with the StreamPunks playing some Star Trek Adventures. Tonight is a very special episode as we are doing a Lower Decks Halloween one-shot. This one-shot will certainly only ever be one session that might expand across multiple sessions of episodes detailing, being that time is relative. Yes, Sam.
It's October and I didn't consent to anything scary, and you're already using scare quotes. I have concerns.
Yes. I should explain what the scare quotes are all about.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps one day I will. Who would like to do their very first announcement this evening? Who would roll initiative? Who would like to go first?
No, kidding. Go.
I'm gonna go for it. I play GeoGuessr. It's great. It's so much fun. You should go check out my YouTube where I post all of my GeoGuessr VODs. We have a great time. A new one went up today. And it was very fun. We actually did very well, which is unfortunately not always the case when I'm streaming. And then the other thing is I got to guest on the Party of One podcast with Jeff. We played a really fun game of Tapestry, and that episode went up last week, very recently. And so you should give it a listen. It's really, really fun. Shocking no one, we played sort of a siblings going through some stuff story.
When do you ever do that sort of thing?
I don't know. That's really new for me.
I think we should do that at some point. I feel like
yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah.
I would love to try it as well sometime.
Yeah, we'll talk. Anyways, just check out Party One podcast. Very, very fun.
Awesome. Very good. Anybody else?
I'll go next. I personally don't have any in particular announcements I can think of anyway. But for Old Haven, the brand new Old Haven video is out. Jake is reviewing or reviews the Starfinder second edition in it. So if you want to check out what they found good or bad about it, kind of what they found mere about it, check it out there. Just type exclamation point new in chat to get the link. Also, and honestly, if you've been around on Twitch, you probably heard about this at this point. But Twitch is being really weird about what they're counting as views now. Lurkers aren't counting anymore. If you don't say anything after a while, you don't count as a view in the overall analytics. So if you can at any point, just say something in chat, even if it's just a letter, just A, B, C, D, who cares, in chat. Or if you just want to just join the conversation, or your favorite email, exactly. Just say something in chat and it'll help a lot with the Old Haven numbers and analytics. We know what you're watching, but we want to make sure Twitch knows you're watching as well. But yeah, that's it.
Excellent. Thank you. And thank you to our Ox crew for trying to compensate for the bizarre-ass Twitch malfunctioning systems. That is whatever the hell leadership decided this was a good idea. We appreciate you. Anybody else have
any leadership, to be clear. They are not appreciated.
No, not that part. Yeah. Anybody else have any announcements before we start?
Yes.
Yes.
From the Department of Questions I never realized I should probably ask.
Mm-hmm.
Can an octopus be like left-handed or right-handed? Like, do they favor one side the way that we do? Never really thought about it. But if you watch the latest episode of May Contain Science live now on YouTube and Coffee, you can find out whether it's the case. For what it's worth, it's not just humans who have that. A bunch of vertebrates do. Like, mice will favor one paw over the other. Frogs will jump to one side or another on a more consistent basis. So, do they? Are octopus left-handed? Go find out.
Now I'm wondering, like, do they prefer a side or do they have a specific tentacle that they prefer? Then that's a lot to choose.
We have the perfect graph to answer exactly that question.
Man, Sam doesn't mess around.
Well, the researchers who made it didn't mess around. It's some beautiful science, and in that episode, as every episode, we cover a newly published finding in science that I thought was cool, or I wanted to know the answer to. I wanted to know whether the octopus is left-handed, and now you can too.
Okay. Well, thank you, Sam. We don't have an intro tonight, but I'm going to take this moment to do some quick thank yous before we kick off tonight's game. Real quick, I just want to give a big shout out to Geek Filter, who once again just jumped in and gave us an amazing graphic. that I hope you all enjoy. Jake, if you hadn't heard, tonight's episode is called Badgey versus Hologoose. So,
Boy.
yes. So in the tradition of every horror movie or even episode of TV, you will already be able to see connections of the plot as we get into things this evening. Also, I have here that it's not just Sam, y'all. And it's important. I need to get serious with y'all for a second because it is incredibly entertaining to make Sam miserable and tease them. And it really is amazing. And I love doing it. But it is, we are trying to form a more equitable society. And just because I spend an entire week calling out Sam on their birthday week does not mean Caitlin is going to be left immune. It's now time
That is true. Yeah.
to absolutely just attack Caitlin.
Joke's on you. I love attention.
Oh,
Everybody bring it in.
Good, double,
Good.
triple.
Yeah.
Also, if you're not subscribed to like if you don't, you can't think of a birthday present for Caitlin, subscribe to the YouTube channel with the GeoGuessr. There you go. I'm done.
Yeah, easy.
Come learn stuff with me for my birthday.
Yes, go on a magical learning journey with one Caitlin Bruder, and that's a great way. Happy birthday, Caitlin!
Oh,
Thank you.
Thanks for drawing all that stuff on Shielded Tomorrow, and then showing up at the party at Gen Con all those years
That
ago.
came and knocked on your door and
Yeah,
I
that was
can't
kind
get
of
rid of
handy.
me.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Walls.
Our own Moss. Happy birthday. Okay. With all that in mind, we're going to go ahead and jump into tonight's game with a captain's log from your captain of the USS Sherman Oaks, a California-class starship. Your captain is a cetacean, one of the first cetacean captains in Starfleet, in fact. High-pitched clicking and squeaks. That's what I have written here. Captain's log, stardate 58773.17. USS Sherman Oaks, AB Belgua in command. The Sherman Oaks has just completed the first part of a crew rotation, adding fresh new faces to our space family. We've also added our first holographic officer to our ranks, and I couldn't be happier to welcome our new emergency veterinarian hologram on board. The timing could not be better, as we've just rescued a nest of Tuvupian ducklings. They were rescued from near total extinction after a cataclysmic solar storm destroyed their planet's upper atmosphere. The whole crew is eager to see them hatch, and our EVH has been hard at work looking for a suitable foster parent to raise the ducklings once they arrive. So far, no success, but I'm confident our EVH is doing everything well in hand. In fact, I'm sending a request to Starfleet that the EVH be made a permanent crew member aboard the Sherman Oaks, and to be made an official officer, as it is befitting of someone who fulfills the duties of an EVH, a veterinarian. Sherman Oaks is a colony support ship after all, and I can't think of anything more appropriate than having a dedicated crew member that specializes in looking after our animal friends. There has been some issues, however. As it turns out, the Sherman Oaks requires a massive system update to accommodate the memory usage of having a new holo crew member, as we've been long overdue for an overhaul. Unfortunately, not... I have to be careful because I know this is going to make it back into the Starfleet records at some point. Unfortunately, the only port within range to begin this massive system update is Starbase 80. We'll need to uplink with Starbase 1 through subspace, relying on SB-80's notoriously unreliable communication systems. The system will require rolling blackouts deck by deck as the system reboots. In the meantime, the crew has decided to use this opportunity to turn this update into something of an event to celebrate the pagan traditions of cheap plastic costumes this time of year. I find the costume of Captain Kirk's face turned inside out particularly disturbing, but it is a delightful tradition, though I also confess I find pumpkin-flavored fish to be somewhat abhorrent. However, I am confident that it will be an excellent morale boost. Hopefully, we will not be at Starbase 80 for very long, as the power drain on the systems from all the crew members needing sonic showers after visiting the starbase will be substantial. And this is due to the transporters on Starbase 80 being unsafe for use, requiring the crew members to rub themselves down in this weird, gooey, organic gel. I am not doing that. To begin our episode, Adjacent to sickbay, where right now, behind a force field wall, is a clutch of beautiful eggs, roughly the size of a human fist, all clutched together, about 20 in total. They are underneath heating lamps and are being scanned continuously to make sure the little ducklings that are waiting to be hatched inside the eggs are well taken care of. The biggest problem for you, Evie, since you've been assigned to taking care of the little ducklings as they've been waiting to hatch, has actually been not the ducklings themselves, but the crew. As every time someone gets off shift, crew come into sickbay wanting to see if the ducklings have hatched. They've started placing bets. They've started taking names. They've started taking a betting pool on what the ducklings will be named one after the other. It's actually become something of a disruption for sickbay. And you, on more than one occasion, have had to use holotarg to get everyone to leave sickbay. Starbase 80, however, this is going to bring forth a whole new set of complications, as once the crew is officially off duty while on space dock, everyone's going to have a lot of free time to come by. Thankfully, though, you've made some friends, some fellow lower deckers. One, Ensign Taya Delgado, and if you'd like to describe yourself.
Yeah. Taya Delgado is like 5'8", 5'9", black person with a kind of bulky build. You can tell it's from moving around heavy equipment. For the most part, they have long dreads tied currently in a high ponytail. Deep brown eyes, almost like black until the light hits it just right. And always seems to have some kind of tool on them at any given moment, usually tinkering with something. And strapped to their sides. They always seem to change every single day you see them, but some kind of wood carving. I think today it's why not? It's a wooden duck kind of hanging from their belt right now. As they I think right now helping keep other crew members away as more try to peek in on these duck eggs.
Okie dokie. Also, one of your fast friends, Evie, is a recent transfer from the USS Pride, a one Ensign Baya Nell. If you could please describe yourself, Baya.
Yes. So Baya is a Pacifican, which I believe only shows up in like a set of novels, Star Trek novels. You can look up a picture of them; they look really, really cool. So she's kind of like a pale blue-green, a little you can kind of see scales, and she's got, like, a big fin that kinda, like, goes over the back of her head and kinda flops down on one side, um, and very, like, traditional green alien style, like, big, big, dark, eyes, always seems very curious. I think I described her as, like, tall and kind of willowy, wiry, when she was first introduced, but that is Baya now.
All right. Your friends, we'll say for the purposes of the opening scene, are here with you adjacent to sickbay, which is starting to become its own veterinary clinic. And this is done mostly by the efforts of one Commander Corian Kerr, your Andorian Chief Medical Officer, who, like the captain, is also very excited to have a dedicated veterinarian on board and has sectioned off portions of main sickbay specifically for your use, Evie. So you have your own office and your own sickbay bed, as well as a place to do grooming for any of the animals that need haircuts. As the three of you are currently observing some of these eggs, stepping into the room, you see your chief medical officer. Commander Corian Kerr is a sort of like a late middle-aged Andorian, has white chops that kind of drop down to about mid jawline, and of course the really bizarre looking white comb over that's kind of pulled across a few of the antenna. One of his antenna is always drooping down, but it's not for any other reason for the fact that he is always distracted as he is looking through each data pad. He comes striding up to the three of you and says, "Oh, Evie, I thought I'd just run a quick check before I headed out. I'm going to be visiting Starbase 80 today. Really looking forward to trying out some Earth hockey. They think they're good at these ice games, but let me tell you something.
Yes, what would you like to tell me?
They're not. That's the story, really. They're just not. They're not good.
Thank you for telling me.
We're not that bad, are we?
You're pretty bad. You're pretty bad. You're good at thinking. You're good at thinking you're good, though. And that's good. But bad at playing when you think you're good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Anyway, I'm going to go get ready for my lathering. You know how it is beaming over to SB80.
I
and
don't.
You should give it a try. Although I don't think you would have to undergo the enjoyment of the organic lathering. But, you know, you can certainly program that in. Talk to somebody about that. Before I go, though, are all of you going to be taking part in the festivities that are going to be happening during the rolling blackout?
Yes.
I plan to, yeah.
Okay.
My
Good luck
first
with
and
that.
foremost obligation is to the ducklings.
Oh, yes, indeed. Little adorable little egg thingies. All right. Well, I'm going to get lost. You guys have a good time. I hope you don't hatch without me. Okay, you won't do that.
I don't hatch.
I think they were talking to you the eggs.
You should hatch when you're ready.
That feels
Agreed.
reasonable. Yeah.
Okay. As soon as they step out, you hear the CMO encounter somebody on their way out the door, and you hear him say, "Oh, well, yeah, they're in the back, but just be aware, they're not going to allow too many visitors." And you hear the door. You hear the heavy thudding sounds of the approaching ensign Kovu, who you've all come to know. Kovu is something of an anomaly here on the USS Sherman Oaks. Kovu is a Gorn engineer, an ensign, and typically works by themselves. They kind of just, they go by any pronoun you want, and they kind of just prefer working alone, mostly because we're there inside the Jeffries tube. They take up the entire Jeffries tube. You can hear them coming from around the corner when the large Gorn steps into the room and comes to a stop in the doorway and just says, have any of them hatched yet?
They have not.
Not yet.
Would you like to encourage them?
Can I?
Yes, we are permitting 5 seconds of encouragement per crew member at a rate of 6 crew members per hour. Thus far, there have been 4 crew members.
Yeah, I'll do my 5 seconds.
Excellent. Please proceed.
You should, when you get a chance, if you're not too busy, you should all consider, well, I'll be back tomorrow.
Thank you for your encouragement.
Gorn steps out of the room. You hear the door opening and closing.
That was such thoughtful encouragement, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Evie, I know we just said 5 seconds, but we give Covey maybe 10 next time.
We can't distress the ducklings.
What if
And
we
a
like,
watch duckling never hatches. If we spend too much time observing them, they will never hatch.
what
Is
if
that-
we do like one day where only 3 crew members per hour, but those 3 crew members get 10 seconds?
I will consult with the ducklings.
Cool.
Or
They
you
have
can
yet to
really ask her.
reply.
That makes sense.
Guess Covey just
Why?
has to get used to the 5 seconds.
Yeah. Maybe we can talk about like writing a script or something,
Yeah, planning it beforehand.
like a speech, like reading it. Yeah, that might help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you wearing to the festivities? What costume are you going?
Looks down at current uniform. Is this like not good?
Sure.
Do I have to wear like dress uniform to
Yeah.
this? Because I haven't like gotten mine like ironed and stuff from the last one. Last time we had to wear it.
It's not-
So
a formal thing. It's not like
Oh.
not dress uniform. Just go like in a costume or like a favorite, I don't know, character.
Oh, like a
Maybe from
holodeck thing. Okay. I can work with that. Hmm.
Ah,
How about you,
holodeck.
Evie?
Then I'm prepared.
Do you have a costume ready?
It's supposed to be a holodeck thing. I am myself, a hologram. Perfect.
So I guess so. You could also be a hologram wearing a costume. It's more like a uniform. You know, like uniform is more official and formal. Costume is more like fun.
I did so many holo novels this year. Like, what? I'm supposed to pick one favorite character?
I mean,
Oh
you could think of a
no!
mashup.
Oh no!
Use a
That's
bunch together.
you're adding more options to the plate. I don't know about
Okay.
that. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. Oh, okay. I have to think so hard. Okay,
Okay.
working on it.
How can we support you in this time?
You're already doing it.
Excellent.
Sick bay doors, you can hear them opening again. Beat passes before you hear the familiar voice of Lieutenant Commander Ganymede Lacroix, who just goes by Gan from the people who are closer to him, chief engineer of the USS Sherman Oaks. He is loud and boisterous and makes his presence known every single time he enters a room. And in this case is no different, as you all hear him say, "Where are my ducklings?" He comes striding into the room before anyone has a chance to even answer him and says, "Tell me they haven't hatched yet. I have an entire slip of gold pressed latinum down on them hatching tomorrow at 0800 on the dot. Are we good?"
Well, they're not here yet, so.
Yeah, so I suppose you're good so far, Commander.
Good. That's right. And if you are willing to help me out, points at you, Evie, and says, there might be a share of that latinum if you're wanting to get in on the betting.
Do you have an animal that requires assistance? I would be happy to help.
No, but I was thinking about possibly looking around on Starbase 80. There's a couple of ships that have been coming through the system this past week that might actually have cargo with animals on board that could make decent, what would you call them? Parental figures for some orphan ducklings? Something worth looking into?
That would be extremely helpful for their development.
All right, then. I'll get on that, and hopefully they'll have a parental figure to look up to as soon as they hatch tomorrow at 0800. Points at you. Yeah? Platinum? 0800? Platinum.
They will hatch when they are ready. They will not hatch before they are ready, and hopefully they will not hatch after they are ready.
I get you. I see what you're saying.
Noses are unrelated to hatching.
Ah, you're good at this. See you
Thank
tomorrow, Evie. You and me. Gold press latinum. Gold press latinum. Strides out of the room.
Baya leans over to Talia and goes, "Do you think he realized at all that didn't get through to them?"
I don't think he
Nice.
realizes at all. Yeah, no. I don't think he's getting that latinum.
Really good. It's gonna be funny. Oh, I have to think.
Yeah.
I have to go back to thinking. Shh.
Yes.
Distracting me.
It helps. I'm dressing as a danger duck.
That's
Got the
good.
bill and
Oh,
everything.
in honor of the ducks. That's really smart. No, I can't. Oh, now I can't do that. You're doing that. Okay.
You were
It wasn't
going to
even on
be
my list, but now it
dressing
can't be.
in a manner that is threatening to ducks.
No. There's when I
Because
was a
there are
kid,
these ducklings, and I would not want them to be threatened.
I think I'd be a great parental figure to these ducklings in this costume, if I'm going to be entirely honest. No, Danger Duck is a character, and honestly, they're known as Danger Duck because they get into a lot of danger, but it's usually to protect the people who can't get themselves out of danger.
Do not be a parental figure that encourages these ducklings to seek danger. That is setting a poor example for these impressionable, not yet hatched ducklings.
Okay, so Danger Duck's not good? Should I not be Danger Duck?
Do not lead them to danger.
I
If I'm
think it's
Danger Duck-
unrelated to the party. So like the duck
Oh.
the parties unrelated to the ducklings, probably. So you might be good.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to be danger duck in front of the ducklings. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Of course. And you may be this duck, so long as you do not introduce danger. That is the requirement.
Almost like
Right.
it's sensing Evie's attitude, backing up what's being said. You just see the holotarg just
Very true.
kind of like,
Don't bring any danger.
yeah. You could just get this kind of attitude from the holotarg standing next to Evie.
I will not
Hat.
introduce any danger as danger duck.
Excellent.
About that moment, you all hear the bosun's whistle as coming on the ship-wide comms. You hear, "Attention, crew of the USS Sherman Oaks. The software upgrade will begin in the next 20 minutes. Replicators will be rolling part of the rolling blackouts as well, but the EMH and EVH will still remain online. During this time, if you could please attend to your assigned stations. Also, if you break or bend or cut anything on your body during this time of blackouts, please report to sickbay. And we once again encourage you not to engage in any strenuous physical activity while all the decks are completely dark. Emergency lighting will be available by your commanding officers and will be passed out as needed. And for those who are participating in the murder mystery party happening on deck 6, the same goes double for you. Thank you."
I think I found a danger for your duck. It may involve murder.
It's not real murder. You know that, right?
Shouldn't that be in a state of mystery?
That's actually a really good point. What if we like didn't know that they like killed someone for
Would it be good?
real? No, it
We
would be
don't
good, but
want
it would
that.
be like the stakes would be so high.
Yeah, because
You
it's murder.
imagine? Yeah,
Evie
that's what
backs up and just in front of the ducklings.
Like you're trying to stop them from hearing all of this almost.
With a side of, if
Don't murder
murder
the-
should come, it will not affect these ducklings.
There's
Or I
no
am T-posing.
Yeah.
There's no murder. I promise. I can't promise now because now you make me think, what if there is a murder and we just think it's not a murder because we're doing a murder mystery party where the murder's meant to be fake, but it's actually real. And
This is how Danger Duck experiences danger, isn't it?
there was one episode where there was a murder mystery party that turned out to be a real murder, but I don't think this is going to be the case.
So,
It's a TV show.
there is danger, ducks, murders, and mystery.
Mhm.
There is
Yeah.
not a Danger Duck murder mystery. Suspicious. And behind Evie, log will pop on the computer.
Okay. Data starts coming up on the computer as Evie is just like processing and putting that away, filing that away.
I think I'm just so confused and I'm not entirely sure what they're talking about anymore. They're just like, what was I saying?
I think we're
What-
supposed to go to our stations and or the deck 6. Is that
Yes.
correct?
It's actually a couple of events that are happening aboard the ship. Not everyone is doing like a standard blanket event, but what they're encouraging is that because there's multiple events taking place on the different decks of the ship during the rolling blackouts, you can kind of party hop if you want to. So the way we're going to determine what's going on is I'm going to have each of you roll a d20.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we'll start with you, Sam. Roll me 1d20.
6.
6. The name's the thing. Figure out a team name for you and your shift colleagues. Does that include individual nicknames? Okay. So one of the things that is happening during this particular period in time on the ship is there is a scavenger hunt taking place on decks 4 through 7. And it is crossing through some of the murder mystery stuff, but each individual who wants to participate in the scavenger hunt has to pick a team name. So if anyone wants to participate in that, the 3 of you would need to pick a name for your team.
I'll participate. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
That's one option. The next, go ahead and roll, Caitlin. If you could please.
13.
13. Of course you would. Roll again. That's actually the scavenger hunt. So roll for me.
Ah, I just like to do what my friends are doing. 3.
3. Lounge or bar chat. So have a chance to hang out with friends and just talk about your day in the life. So there is literally just a kickback happening in the main lounge aboard the USS Sherman Oaks. For anybody who does not want to participate in any of this stuff, or any introverts that just want to kind of slink back and use the cloak of darkness to be in a room but not have to see or engage with anybody, this is an excellent time to just kick back. Glowing drinks are going to be served, and you have an excellent view of the absolute eyesore that is Starbase 80, where you guys would be in space talk. That's one of the other options. Go ahead, Drac. Roll me a d20 if you would, please.
I rolled a 16.
16. The last is the Lower Decks Tournament of Skill. Teams are going to be competing against each other in a marathon, displaying talents, fixing problems, or getting tasks done. Okay, we're going to take this to the next level. So a few of the more, we'll say a few of the yellow shirts, also known as the away team extras, who tend to have a very, let's just say, whimsical approach to self-preservation, have set up on 2 decks an obstacle course and a time lap, like timing, to see who can race through the obstacle course in the dark as quickly as possible. They're not telling anybody what it is. However, there is rumor that at least on a few of the obstacles, they might be setting up phasers on stun.
Oh, okay.
It is a rumor that has been going around. It's not clear if it's been officiated by people, like if it's literally just as sort of an intimidation tactic, or if they really are kind of ducking their commanding officers and they're doing something incredibly stupid and dangerous.
No, if they were ducking, they would be here.
Gain a momentum.
Thank you. We have one.
We now have one momentum.
One momentum, which
Yes.
will immediately lose when change scenes.
Oh, I should go ahead and let you all know, because tonight is technically a horror episode, I've given myself an additional 2 threat at the top of this episode.
Okay.
What?
I'm
What
not
did you
worried.
call me?
Additional 4 threat. Sorry. I'm starting with 10 threat this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Okay.
Obstacle course. Obstacle
I want to
course
do the
in
obstacle
dark.
course.
I want to do it so bad.
I'm doing the obstacle course for sure.
I would like to take a course in being an obstacle.
I
You
mean, you're doing
certainly
a great
could.
job.
Being a holographic officer, you actually do have a little bit of flexibility of how you engage with this obstacle course. You could.
I bet I will get an
technically-
A+.
You could technically be an
Oh, look.
obstacle if you wanted to be.
You said it was teams. We can make a little team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's team up. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, but it needs to be 3. It needs to be a team of 3, no less.
Okay.
Evie.
So-
Evie, are you in?
I would like to set my notifications and internal sensors for the incubator so that if anything
Yeah.
anything happens with the ducks, I will be aware immediately.
This would be, if this was an episode of Lower Decks, the camera would zoom in on Evie's eyes. It would become dark around their face, and the music would become very threatening as we zoomed in, and the like flatlining music of like screeching violin as anything, and cut back to Evie's smiling face.
I just lean over to Baya and just go, remind me never to get on the bad side. Gary.
Notification set up. All done.
Yeah.
Perfect. Happy to have you on our team.
We're gonna kick butt. It's gonna be so much fun.
All right.
I'm so excited about this. I think we've
We still-
the least athletic group.
Oh yeah, I'm not very athletic either.
Okay, 1 second.
Athleticism. Why is that required?
I think, well, we're flesh and bone based, so we really need it for this course.
You might be chill. You might be chilling.
Excellent. Okay, so this race is going to be taking place starting on, we'll say, deck 4. And the finish line, it's got a designated area of like corridors that you have to run through. Deck 4. And the finish line is going to be deck. No, I got to go further than that. No, further. Let's go deep down into the star drive section. Let's go into, oh man, that's so fucking cool. Okay. I'm marveling at Memory Alpha's, they have so when you're looking at like the deck layouts of these ships now on Memory Alpha, if you mouse over what's on that deck, it immediately brings up a graphic of exactly which that part of the ship is. So you can see where that's leading down to. I'm going to say the final area is going to be deck 11, which is in the repair bay 5. So it starts on deck 4 and you have to make it to deck 11, repair bay 5.
And it's entirely dark. I would go.
Not entirely, no. The rolling blackouts mean that you will have on occasion a like 10-second strobe effect where things just go dark and then blink back on. At least that's what you are all led to believe is going to be happening. These rolling blackouts will be occurring for the next, when they initiate, they're only going to be going on for about 30 minutes as all the systems on the ship update.
How does that interface with photonic systems?
The EMH and the EVH will be unaffected.
Okay, so holographic projectors throughout the ship.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The California
Learning
class has definitely been updated with everything that it needs, especially because with colony support, they've discovered that having holo programs, holo crew members specifically for colony support ships are super handy. Also, there is a growing movement thanks to the recent, we'll say, breaking of the holo ceiling that has been done by one particular holographic officer who is taking command of the USS Ross. The Starfleet is updating a lot of their ships. And since the California class is one of the newer ships to come off the line, all of them have been updated to have holo projectors. However, a lot of the California class ships kind of need some heavy lifting on their software and systems upgrade. Essentially, this is an iOS 26 update.
What iOS are we on now?
Yeah, it's the 2387. So it's 2381. So yeah, you're probably up there.
Right. I am up there, but I need to be on deck 4.
Deck 4 where it starts. You also need a team name.
Oh.
Well, we're the lower ducks, aren't we?
Right, the lower deck, of course.
Lower ducks? Yeah, I'm
Lower
down
ducks?
for that. We're just
How could it ever have been otherwise?
Freer. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The lower
We are
ducks it
mighty.
is. Team Lower Ducks. I can already see people are drafting out the fan art of the team logo.
So
All right.
I think right before we begin, I'm like, give me 10 minutes, I'll be right back.
Okay.
And I rush to my quarters, and by the time when I get back, I'm in full danger duck.
Okay. You rush out the door, and I need you, as soon as you rush out the door,
Oh, okay.
I need you to make a roll.
Oh no. Okay. Is this a D20 roll or like a check?
No, this is a straight up roll. I need you to make
Fair roll, okay.
I need you to make a presence
Okay.
command roll with a difficulty of 3.
Difficulty of
And if you
3.
have anything in like composure, that will absolutely play a role here.
I do not.
Excellent.
Okay, let's see. I have no focuses that will help me here. My presence and command is a 9 total, so it's going to be.
You can do it.
Yeah, that's 2 successes, but not enough to get the 3.
Nah, you're gonna fail.
No.
Okay, what that roll was for is to see how you react. Specifically, Delgado, as the door opens, you see standing in front of you at 6 feet 7 inches height and bulky shoulders, you see what looks like the white inverted face of Captain James T. Kirk. In his left hand, wearing a blue uniform, you see what looks like a large butcher knife that is being clutched as it just stands there. As soon as the door opens and you stare up into the face of this horrifying being with absolutely no eyes underneath the expressionless, inverted, bizarre face of James T. Kirk, you hear this strange melodic piano music begin to play. Behind him, just ding, 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 and other things that will get you sued. You see immediately as that music begins to play, there is a quick aside where you just see popping up for the audience somebody sitting at a desk, and it just says like a logo pops up down at the bottom. Somebody sitting behind a desk with a library of books behind them. A gentleman looks up at the screen and goes, "Hi, my name is Lord Portico. You might know me as somebody who knows a thing or two about the law. It's important not to violate Twitch's terms of service in using copyrighted information, or music in this case, when Twitch would otherwise ban or mute you. Thanks, and enjoy your episode." And goes back to writing. Cuts back to hovering over the shoulder is an exocomp that you know as Meep Meep that is currently playing the said copyrighted music. You guys, because the failure to the roll causes you to literally flop back and drop flat on your ass as terror lances through your body. That's going to, the drawback to this is I'm going to award myself an additional point of threat.
I let out the most. I can't do it here because I have neighbors. But Tana lets out the most blood-curdling scream out of the movies. A scream queen scream.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
starts scrambling backwards. I don't think they even noticed Meet Me at first. They had to focus on this inverted face.
Okay.
With the butcher's knife in hand.
As you do, as you stumble back, you see underneath the mask is one of your fellow engineers. Pulls the mask up. It's Lieutenant Nisa Trell. She is a muscle mama Betazoid who is just built like Rhea Ripley, just kind of standing close to about like 6'7", just monstrous, huge built. She pulls up the mask and goes, "Oh, are you okay?" And Meep Meep just hovers over her shoulder as they both look down at you. "Oh, Delgado, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that you were leaving. I wasn't trying to plan that. Don't worry, the knife is fake." And immediately just like draws it against her skin, showing that it's not cutting anything.
Yo, no, it's fine. I wasn't scared. I'm fine. Okay? And
I'm
stand up.
Betazoid. I can tell you're scared. It's okay.
I'm fine. I just need. Excuse me. With child.
You just immediately rush past.
Hey.
Hey. You see Meep Meep go, "The eggs," and just hovers over and says, "Yo, what's up, Holotarg?" And Holotarg just, "Evie, how much longer do you think they're going to be?" And the exocomp just kind of hovers left and right, just looking at them curiously.
At the moment, there is substantial variability in predictions. We're hoping to continue monitoring on infrared frequencies to be able to make more accurate determinations as to when the hatching time will be. However, I cannot guarantee it will be tomorrow at 0800 hours.
Tomorrow at 800. Isn't there a bet going around? Didn't we hear somebody? Wait a minute. LaCroix
Waiting.
knows something. He knows something. I've got to go change my bet. And the exocomp flips around and hovers out of the room immediately. I'm going to go change my bet. And she also turns and runs out of the room immediately.
Waiting.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I think you're fine.
Thank you. Waiting.
Attention,
Yeah.
crew. You hear the rolling blackouts will begin in the next 10 minutes. So if you're standing on a chair or something, just be aware. Thank you.
Should we be standing on a chair?
It'd be kind of dangerous, but I have stood on chairs to reach out some higher places when ladders don't use.
Should we go down to deck 4 or we gotta...
Yes, I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Okay, so setting up the security systems to make sure that nobody gets near these eggs without your expressed permission, and setting the sensors Using auxiliary power to ensure that they do not get interrupted, you basically lock this place down. The holotarg looks
Level 10 force field on these ducks.
the holotarg settles in right in front of it and just stares at you, like waiting to see if you want holotarg to stick around and just be the guard of the eggs.
You are the guardian of the ducklings. If anything happens and they hatch, they will imprint upon you. You will therefore become their leader. I expect you to take on this responsibility with all due seriousness. Do you understand? Shake on it. Good targ. Pat, pat. Very, very good targ. Scratch, 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 scratch. Good baby. Mwah. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
and so it goes.
And then I depart.
Increasing happiness as the targ practically starts to build up a power feedback from its joy into the holo projectors.
I love our targ.
The targ.
Good targ.
You get a targ on the pride as we're like walking out of the room.
Targ of pride.
Why not? Sally Ride had one. Why don't you guys get one?
What I'm saying.
Yeah, we had and we had Berkeley on Prius Lotus. What a good targ.
All right. So as you all gather your costumes and start heading to deck 4, you need to think of a team name. You've come up with Lower Ducks, and you guys decided to lock in on that. I am going to give you the option, if you would like to name the other 2 teams. Anything comes to mind, feel free to go wild if you wish. Because there are 2 other teams that are going to be competing against you guys. And one of them, just for funsies, we're going to say is a bunch of rival lower deckers.
Okay.
It needs to be like geese or something. I think like similar family of like birds.
Waterbird.
What was that?
That's a foul suggestion.
There you
But
go.
the biofilters.
Foul language.
Foul language is really good.
Foul language.
FOWL.
Gain of momentum.
Thank you. We have 2. Momentum.
Foul language.
So good.
Foul
Yeah,
language.
one.
And I'm going to say the biofilters.
Biofilters?
Yeah. They think they're so funny, but it's actually a disgusting name. Because everyone knows it's referencing the biofilters on the holodeck.
Oh no.
Those are required.
Yes. And considered by most lower deckers to be the dregs of duties for lower deckers. Usually ends up at the gambling table and off hours as people try to switch their shifts with other people. And it's usually the one nobody wants. So, all right. You all managed to meet up on deck 4. You see the other 2 teams have gathered together in the corridors, as well as a few of the lieutenants who aren't lower deckers, but who are helping put together this whole shenanigan thing. You also see that here to watch is Meep Meep, who is going to be at the sidelines. There's a little bitty flag. As Meep Meep sees the 3 of you approach, Meep Meep goes, "Oh my goodness, are you all competing? Oh, I didn't know what to put on my flag. What's your team name?"
Lower Ducks.
Lower Ducks.
Lower Ducks.
Remember it.
I don't get it. Is it whatever? Okay, sure. It's a duck and it's low, I guess. And you see Meep Meep turn in a holographic engineering tool, appears on its nose port and just goes and puts together a design that I'm sure, whether I ask for it or not, Geek Filter was probably going to do it anyway at this particular. Puts together a design for the flag and says, "I'll be rooting for you."
Thank you.
One of the lieutenants steps forward and says, "All right, lower deckers, here's what we got. It's a race. You're going to be running from deck 4 down to deck 11. The way this works is don't get injured. Whoever reaches the lowest deck, is that right? Is that right? The lowest deck wins, but there's a catch. No Did we come up with a catch? I didn't come up with a catch. All right. Well, I guess you can use the turbo lifts, but just be aware that in the rolling blackouts, they will go offline and you will be stuck. So you should probably use the Jeffries tube, and you will not be alone in the Jeffries tube. Oh no, because we've used our holo projectors, since not all of them are going offline. We've used those to create some interesting obstacles that I think you'll all enjoy. Something in tune with the season. Also, by participating in this, you are officially signing off on any liability waivers of injury, and you won't report us to the chief medical officer. All right. Are we ready? Everyone line up. I have a question. Meep pipes up. So what exactly happens if you win? Like, is this just for your amusement, or is there there's a wager?
That's a good question.
The other two teams look at each other like they didn't bother thinking of this too. The two lieutenants in question say, oh yeah, I don't know. Do we want to make this interesting?
Yeah.
Duh.
Is it not interesting?
Could be more interesting.
Yeah, it wants to make it
Captain
more
of Foul
interesting.
Language says, how about the team that loses gets biofilter duty for the next week?
I don't object to this.
Sure.
Sure.
It's more like
Yeah.
a punishment for the losers and a prize for the winners, but
Yeah, who wins? What happens to the winners? How about the winning team gets first dibs on officers' quarters?
Well, that's
the next
boring.
op-
I was gonna say first dibs at checking out the baby ducks.
That will be me anyway.
Well, okay,
it's true.
that's fair.
One of the lieutenants goes, what? That's not a winning. But the second lieutenant goes, ah! And gets starry eyes and goes, yes, that one. The other two teams go, agreed. We get first dibs at looking at the baby ducklings.
I volunteer as a prize that the members of the winning team may each name one duck.
I like that one better.
Oh, that's good.
Because I'm
Alright.
going to see the ducklings first.
That's true.
All
That
right,
cannot be an
That is
eligible prize.
That is your job. Yeah.
So-
You don't lose that regardless. Yeah.
winner not only gets to not have biofilter duty for an entire week, but they get to name one crew member each on the team gets to name one of the ducks, and you guys get to see it first of the people that are not
Yeah.
caretaker. Obviously, they're caretaker. The teams agree. This seems to excite everybody who's involved. Just as this agreement has reached, you hear overhead the chirping sound once again of one of the bridge officers saying, attention crew of the USS Sherman Oaks, the rolling blackouts will begin in the next 120 seconds, or 2 minutes if you want to be not sounding like a Vulcan. But anyway, we will be starting soon. All right, everyone, take your marks.
Are there
Are
any
there
like
any-
rules? Like, do we need to like know like?
Literally what I was just about to ask. Meep says, yeah, what are the rules? And can they just take any route they want to get to deck 11? Yep.
Cool.
Don't worry. We've got the holo projectors all over the ship are going to be providing all of the obstacles. Nothing to worry about. Any route you want, but just remember, if you decide to take the turbo lift, you're taking chances. You might get stuck.
For Eric, what are like the crew complement makeups of the other two teams? Like, are they primarily engineering? Are they primarily
One of them
science,
What are the weaknesses?
security? Yeah, exactly.
The biofilters are all science,
Awesome.
and the foul language is a mixture of engineering and operations. So they're all yellow shirts.
Cool.
Yeah.
They're red shirts today. Haha.
That joke flies with them.
Like a duck.
Oh, speaking of ducks, Talia is in their costume right now. The danger duck costume.
Okay.
And it's a very kind of basic, cheap plastic like duck mask. It's like with blue feathers. Obviously, very clearly based on the cartoons. Like blue feathers, It's got the big cartoonish eyes and then little eye holes kind inside so they can actually see through them. They've got a kind of bright red wig on underneath it. So you can see it's just a straight wig. So you can see the dreads kind of sticking out from underneath it. They have a three-piece suit, a black three-piece suit with kind of like feathers coming out the sleeves to kind of get across the wings of a duck underneath it, with a bow tie. And shoes are not at all made for running in. They've got like dress shoes on. Danger Duck is like, they basically imagine James Bond, but a blue duck. So they've got like dress shoes on, got a bow tie, looking very suave, but in a duck costume underneath this suit. As they get ready on the mark.
Okay. As you get ready on the mark, at that moment, you hear a countdown start. The countdown is actually coming from the comms as you hear, all right, everyone, rolling blackouts beginning in 10, 9. Camera zooms in on the determined faces. Everyone just gritting their teeth, getting down low and getting ready to bolt towards the end of the corridor. 8, 7. One of the crew members from Foul Language just goes, I'm going to be the first one to see those mother ducks, I swear to God. 6, 5, 4.
Those ducklings are mine.
The biofilter says, should we have named ourselves biofilters if we're trying to avoid biofilters? 2, 1.
To be fair, the terms were instigated after after you named yourself and then run. Sorry.
Go! And you see the deck in front of you, like something out of a nightmare, out of like a horror movie. The lights just go shutting down all across the corridor. Emergency lights flickering off as well as the entire system goes into reboot. And just like that, a wash of absolute darkness passes over each of you.
Aya immediately skids the three of us to a halt, and we take a hard left towards the nearest Jeffries tubes, because guess what? One of my focuses is and has always been the Jeffries tubes. So we are
Jeffries tube.
We are going that way.
Amazing. So instead of bolting down the corridor, you take 3 steps and do a hard left turn and dart towards the access point to the Jeffries tube along the corridor wall. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Prying open the panel, you manually grab hold of what you assume is the latch you need in order to pump open the Jeffries tube door. Go ahead and give me a fitness engineering check.
Okay.
With a difficulty of 1.
May I assist?
Yes.
Would love
absolutely.
it.
I'm a light source.
So true.
You begin to glow.
Because you said it was what you can assume. Trying to do by I'm helping.
Okay.
I hold my hand the way that one might hold a cell phone flashlight.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, I would say, if you could, Eve, roll me a. What's your highest stat? Is it control? Because you're.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say make a control engineering check, or yeah, control engineering sounds about right. And the difficulty is 1.
1 success.
1 success.
I'm glad we got one.
Good.
It basically, by the time you start glowing, your crewmate already has the door open.
This is my thing.
You hear Meep go, wow, good arms. And with that, you all begin to pile in as the other crew members just dart off into the darkness. Up on the bridge, however, something is amiss. You see one of the, as we cut to the bridge, your second in command, the XO of the USS Sherman Oaks, Commander Yvalian Nessie, turns to her captain, who is currently enveloped in a column of seawater, utilizing the same technologies that Hata Bin enjoys. The cetacean captain swims over to his first officer, and she turns and says, everything is going as proceeding, Captain, and it looks like the subspace signal has been established. We are currently downloading the software update. And just when she says that, all of a sudden there's a flickering of lights and she says, wait, there's something wrong. Something's wrong with the communications. It looks like there's some kind of surge in the subspace signal. They're sending something over. I don't think it's the update. Oh no, something else is coming through the channels. The lights aboard the entire ship begin to flicker, and instead of rolling blackouts on deck, the entire ship goes dark. As lights shut off, starting from the bridge, just going all the way down. The only system online now are the holo projectors. As life support, everything goes offline. And flickering to life in one of the random corridors. Something blows by. In a scene reminiscent to the Terminator arriving from time travel, you see this bubble go begin to form on one of the decks as electricity begins to dart and explode everywhere. This bubble vibrates for a moment as electricity and plasma begin to play across the walls until finally it goes and disappears. In the center of the corridor, in a 3-point superhero pose, is a large golden holographic badge on one knee and large biceps, stubby arms, stubby legs. Immediately sits up as dramatic music, as the captions would say, roll. Badgey stands, a previous incarnation, one that was thought to have been exterminated, perhaps, or put in prison with the rest of the murderous AI. And yet here he is. You just see the murderous eyes as this Joker-like smile cracks across the face, looks left and right, and says, time to teach everyone the lesson about the Prime Directive. And vanishes from the deck as the holographic projectors blink and light up like stars all over the ship. Except the Jeffries tube, where the holographic projectors are currently in use.
Hello.
Hi.
You were all muscling your way on all fours down the Jeffries tube. You come to a junction point. You can go forward, left, and right. Now, you do have knowledge of the Jeffries tube. It is a California class, and the good thing about the California class, Maya, is that they are dramatically smaller in scale than ships you are used to serving on. California class is a scale 4 ship, so she's about as big as Voyager. But the brilliant part about it is the California class is essentially a saucer in space with a couple of nacelles. So it's pretty easy to navigate the decks around here via the Jeffries tube, but you are going to have to roll for it. So this is going to be I'm going to call this an insight engineering check with a difficulty of 2.
All right. So I have an ability that says when you attempt a task using engineering or science, you may roll 1 additional d20 so long as you succeeded at a previous task covering the same technological field earlier in the same adventure.
Okay.
Am I making another Jeffries tube roll?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
This is to make sure you've got your north, south, east, west, so you know exactly which direction to go.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. You said difficulty 2?
Difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2.
You're at a junction point.
I am. Could I spend one of our momentum team?
Yes, if you would like to.
Okie dokie. Just to maybe I can get us some back. All right. Engineering. That is exactly 2 successes. Jeez.
Exactly 2 successes. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the good news is the simplicity of the layout for a California class Jeffries tube makes it easy for you to not get lost. For the most part, they're all just following a standard grid, and you know not to go backwards. But the junction point that you were looking at is making sure that it doesn't lead you into one of the other rooms that would just cause you to have a run around on one of the decks. The 2 access points to the left and right could lead you out into one of the corridors, or it could lead you back the opposite direction of where you're trying to head to get to the junction point to lead you down to one of the lower decks. You managed to map this out in your head, though. And you all see, after a few moments of looking left and right, Baya seems to confidently know which direction to go. And with that, you just see the Pacifican just start to move down the corridor.
Don't know how you memorize the maze of these Jeffrey tubes, but I'm glad you do.
GeoGuessr, but for Jeffrey's tubes.
That's the way.
It exists and Baya plays it.
Okay. As you are rounding one of the corridors and making your way towards the end of this Jeffrey's Tube junction, your crewmates in tow, I'm going to have each of you make a quick check here. I need you to make me a... I'm going to make a daring security check with a difficulty of 1.
Security, wow. I missed Taeyeon.
Did Sam just crit?
Oh, I
No,
did.
even succeeding. I have a fitness of 8 and a security of 1. Or sorry, a daring of 7 and a security of 1, giving me an 8 as the target number, and I rolled a 7 and an 8. That's not even reasonable.
Wow.
I rolled
Two
a 1 and an
successes.
8.
A 1
I
and an
got-
8?
That's 3 successes for me.
Okay. 2 successes? Okay.
So we're up to 4 momentum then.
4 momentum?
Yeah, because we were down from 2 to 1, and then we got, what, 3 net? 4 net?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 net. Oh, but then we were down the scene momentum. So there was spend 1, scene 1,
Right.
4
Okay.
up. So we are at 4.
Okay. So you all spot it in the flickering lights as the rolling blackout is a little more absolute than you were expecting. Thankfully, where you would have absolutely had missed this first obstacle as you were all rushing down this corridor on all fours. Thankfully, you have a glowing holographic officer who is behind you that's casting enough light that you have a chance of seeing it. So you just needed 2 of you to see it for the group to be able to react. When you make your way down to this corridor, you see at the very end of the junction point of this Jeffrey's tube, at the very end, just beyond the reach of the glowing light, is what looks like a hatch that leads down to the Jeffrey's tube that will take you to the next lower deck. However, there are little bitty black spots covering the walls. Black spots that are all over the floors, they're wrapping around the Jeffrey's tube in sporadic moments. As you're getting a little bit closer, fear activates the instinct to freeze for a second and consider. All over the walls, the floors, the ceilings, wrapping it around it, are SETI eels. There's probably about 25 to 30 of them just kind of like lingering and moving about. If you need a refresher of what a SETI eel is, these are the creatures that were placed inside of crew members' ears in Star Trek Wrath of Khan. They are armored-looking wormy things with huge pincers. This would be something horrifying to encounter. However, you have an animal expert with you as well. SETI eels, which are programmed holograms, are still programmed to behave like actual SETI eels based off of information in the database. Evie, you see what looks like about 20 of them, is what you count, and they are covering the walls and the ceilings. They look somewhat agitated.
What behavior in my veterinary databases typically allows for calming of SETI eels?
Ooh. Make me an insight, and I'll let you choose which department.
I'm happy to
For reason.
take-
Reason is also one that since you're actually reason would make more sense because you're literally calling upon your database of information. So
I
if you want to
am.
make a reason check, yeah.
All right. Science and medicine are both the same
Excellent. All
for
right.
me.
Okay.
And I have a focus. We can go through the various ones that I could have, but I have it.
Okay. Then
Animal behavior is the most obvious one here.
Yes. Okay. In which case, yes, you do have a focus that will appeal here. So go ahead and make your check. It is a difficulty 3 roll.
Mm.
Oh.
Then there are 2 bad things that just happened.
Oh no.
One is failing.
Good
One is a natural 20. Please tell me how my
Yay.
database was corrupted.
Your database was corrupted. As you're starting to call upon the information, you hear a voice in your head. I thought I was alone here, but it looks like I have a friend. A friend who's going to help me, right? Let's educate people together. Pet the SETI eels. It's how you calm them. It's how you calm them. Excuse me.
I can contact the EMH to help you with that cough. But also, you're in my head, and my head's digital, so you might be suffering from a computer virus.
No response, but you do have the information you need.
Oh,
However,
I pet the SETI eels, obviously.
You move ahead and start petting the SETI eels.
Petty the SETI, yes.
You petty the SETI. As you crawl forward and start immediately, the eels react to your presence immediately, making very aggressive hissing noises. It fills the entire corridor with pure horror. It just sounds like you have set off a nest of snakes. As you watch your crew member, Evie, just crawl up ahead fearlessly and start immediately petting one of the eels. The eels react and start charging down the corridor like xenomorphs in the Alien franchise towards each of you. Many of them start immediately crawling over Evie, some of them trying to gain access to Evie's ears, which is going to be something of a disappointment for them once they get inside.
Perfect. Good. That's wonderful.
Yes. They do, however, seem to be seeking out any opening that is available to the eels on the body. Evie doesn't seem to be reacting too much as they are just calmly petting these eels. However, the rest of you see that you were only moments away from being swarmed.
Yeah. I'm turning and just crawling back as I'm.
Yeah, we're both like scooting. Go.
You guys start backing up immediately. As you were inching backward as quickly as possible, as these eels are just all like barreling and hissing down this corridor towards you. Behind you, the doors that you have opened, they are currently closed. So you're going to have to use your roll once again to try to open up the emergency brake to get the doors open again.
Hold on.
No,
hold on. Holographic systems are still operational.
Yes.
There are our force fields are holographic?
Yes. Holograms use hard light or force field technology. That is correct.
I know I have envisioning in my head moments where we have either in Real Trek or in other games cordoned off pieces of the Jeffries tubes. I would like to access the panel, any panel internally closest to me, and attempt to activate an emergency force field.
That is where you are going to learn as soon as you pull a paneling off the side of the wall that these systems are all offline.
I thought we could do holograms.
You can, but you're not going to be able to. You would have to. I'll give you this. You could use your tricorder.
Okay.
But using ship systems right now, you don't have access to them. The holograms are online, but you would need command access to actually do anything with the hologram. However, it is worth noting that the holograms that are being used for this are accessible. But like, if you were trying to use, for example, the EVH or EMH to do something with that, you would need command access. These holograms are being purportedly they're being used by the lieutenants who set this whole thing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tech check. Could I use my tricorder to activate a force field in this Jeffries tube?
I tell you what, make me an engineering check. I'll let you choose what attribute you use, and this will actually, depending on what you roll, I'll give you all the options that you have available to you.
Amazing.
That you can do in this moment.
Engineering, maybe I don't know. I have to think quick. A daring engineering, like is that kind of?
Yeah. Oh, that's totally appropriate.
Yeah?
In fact, I'll lower the difficulty for suggesting it. So difficulty 1 to see if Baya can come up with something really quick in this dangerous moment.
Okay, and this is about a Jeffries tube.
No,
it's not. Okay,
nope,
okay.
This is about holograms and.
Okay. I want to try.
You're in a Jeffries tube, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Jury rigging, transporters and replicators, Jeffries tubes, power systems, aquatic life engines.
Let's see. Power systems. I might
systems?
allow
Okay.
a power systems, yeah, because it's literally manipulating the power systems of the yeah.
Okay, so pretty open.
What you get?
Okay, let's see. 2 successes.
Okay. So you have with 2 successes, I won't have you burn momentum. I'll just give you 2 options per success. I'll give you an option for success. The first one is you could use your tricorder to actually disrupt the holograms of these creatures and literally phase them out if you wanted to, but it would require a roll, and it would probably use up the power that you have in your tricorder, at least until you get it recharged. The other option is you could attempt this one would not use up the power of your tricorder, but it would be a harder roll. You could use your tricorder to access the holographic projectors and turn them into something else.
Haha. Haha. Oh, well, I have to do that.
Okay.
You're kidding me? I gotta make them ducks. I gotta turn them into ducklings.
Excellent. All right.
Of course.
So, okay. Here we go. Then I would say make a control engineering check. And I'm going to set the difficulty of this only at 2, but I'm going to jump the complication range to 16 or higher.
I want to help out with this.
Yeah, I would love
it. I see by moving in on this.
You're an engineer.
As you see, as I reach underneath this cheap wig and pull one of my dreads out, you see that one of the dreads is like almost like a some kind of input device, almost like a USB stick, as they plug themselves in. As I use my neural interface to directly plug into the holograms and see if I can help reprogram what form they've taken.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your check.
Okay. Is this a power systems focus still? Does that apply here, or is this is more specific now?
The reason why I'm giving you the power system thing is because you are literally manipulating power systems to sort of change out the program. Yeah. So I would say I'll allow it on this one. So go ahead and make your check.
Okay. So in that case, too many tabs open. When you attempt a task using engineering or science, you may roll 1 additional d20 as long as you've succeeded at a previous task covering the same technological field. Earlier in the same adventure. Am I using the same technological field?
No, I think I'm kind of manipulating. This was a holographic thing. I'll give you the focus, but I'm not going to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I just succeeded at a task about with power systems is what I'm referring to.
I see. Okay. Yes, I think I'll let you have that one.
Yeah. You don't have to. I'm just always going to ask.
It's technically a through line because I did give it to you. So I'm like, it would feel kind of wonky to just disconnect that. So go ahead.
I mean, I'm just I could talk myself out of getting this bonus.
Take your win.
Take your win.
All right. Okay. All right. Here we go.
When I'm aiding, do my focus come into play as well, or no?
Yeah. You can go ahead and roll your assist roll. Yeah.
Does computers come into play here with me helping?
Absolutely, because you're using the hologram. Yeah.
Cool. I critted then.
Okay.
I got 3 successes.
Did you roll a 16 or higher on anything?
No.
That is going to be a clutch moment then. Because I'm spending 4 threat.
15 was my highest.
So I'll explain why this was clutch afterwards. But utilizing first of all, you both take a huge risk because you have to stop to do this, and you're about to be literally overrun by these eels that are just coming down this corridor, just like spiraling like a swarm of shrieking eels. So as they're coming towards you, you all stop. Activating the tricorder, you're going to turn them all into ducklings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The energy pulse emits from the tricorder, and each of you watches as these holograms just immediately begin to shimmy and warp in front of you. Where Evie is right now, Evie, curiously enough, these creatures, as they try to gain access to you, literally just kind of phase out the moment they do, because they are integrating into another hologram, and their program kind of comes to an end the moment that they gain access. This basically means that you get tickled a little bit.
I can help by petting them all. I simply must pet all of the babies. Understood. I engage on this endeavor immediately.
Okay, the remaining that are trying to get past you, you begin to immediately pet all of them, which agitates them into attacking you, which therefore brings their program to an end as they are absorbed into the holographic projection that is you. Each one of them just kind of goes from hissing to just being part of the EV program. On the other end of the corridor, one by one, each of these eels just bloop, 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 starts one by one turning into very angry looking ducklings.
I hold my hand up for a high five without looking.
Yep, high five immediately.
They all start just kind of running towards you and squeaking at you and squeaking and squeaking and squeaking, and then they don't really do much when they get to you. However, as you
You've
call
been bitten
upon
by a tiny like aquatic, like a little duckling or like a little gosling.
yeah.
It's like a oh like oh
Yeah.
like oh
Yeah,
oh we
it's
get a
one of those
couple of
nibbles.
those. Oh,
It's one of those nibbles where you're like, oh man, in about 6 months, that's gonna hurt.
the heart.
As you access the computer database to pull this up, this is all happening at the same time, this power surge where something is downloaded into the system. And on one of the decks, just as Badgey is emerging, so too is an archaic power system calling upon a switch out, trying to turn these dangerous creatures into adorable avians, causes a crossing of programs to be downloaded and surge into the system. Nobody knows that light years and light years away, a ship called the USS Ross has just unto recently beamed what would be accurately described as a holographic goose aboard a Romulan warbird in an attempt to disrupt it. That program is transmitted through subspace and pulled through the corridors of information and data through a surge of interlacing communications channels and a total anomaly that causes this rolling blackout and this surge to come through subspace to manifest that very chaotic goose forming just like the second Terminator in the film. On one of the other decks, the bubble appears, and as it disappears, a featherless naked goose appears in the center, also in a superhero pose, down on one knee. It slowly comes up and just long neck begins to raise, looking dead into camera with a complete deadpan voice just says, honk. That is where we're going to take a 10-minute break.
Oh my god.
We'll be back in
Incredible.
10 minutes. See you then. Welcome back, everybody, to the rumble in the Jeffrey's tumble. The rumble in the
We'll workshop it. I mean,
yeah,
we'll edit it in
we'll
post.
workshop that.
Workshop
All
it,
right, anyway,
yeah.
so we're
You're so
back
kind.
on
I was gonna
board.
make him give me a third rendition of it.
Yeah. We're back on board the USS Sherman Oaks, which is currently docked at Starbase 80, God's help it. And there has been a huge power surge, as well as an anomaly affecting subspace data transmissions, which has formed Badgey on board this California-class ship that is currently completely dark. It has also pulled in a new program, a Hologoose, that was used to sabotage a Romulan warbird many light years away, where we are picking up where we left off. You had all managed to subdue or change these eels into ducklings, or you've absorbed them into your program by viciously petting them with great affection. And they have, ever since the Jeffrey's tube has currently been cleared out of immediate dangers. Yes, Sam.
I think you meant to summarize we cast vicious flockery. Thank you.
That extra gain of momentum.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the danger has subsided. You're all now in the slightly glowy corridor of this Jeffrey's tube, kind of crammed in here. And you've learned something that's new. The power junction that you just accessed should have had emergency power running through it. Even though the power's off of the decks as it's rolling through the software update, you should still have been able to access exactly what you needed to access here from an emergency panel in the Jeffrey's tube. It was not online. That's new. Also, these rolling blackouts are only supposed to be, if you remember correctly, 10 seconds long. You're now entering into second number 30. And that's also a little off. However, you are surrounded by really angry, adorable ducklings.
Yeah, I was like, Baya sitting there going, he, ow, ow, he, ow, ow.
The EVH program comes very excitingly crawling up to all of you and starts to lovingly pet each duckling until it is absorbed into the program. Just one by one, just the ducklings pet, pet.
Easy.
Ow.
Can you deal with all of the obstacles?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
I am become duckling.
Love this for you.
Be a bit of a walk in the park.
Maybe we need you to be the first one that the ducklings see so that they imprint on you and follow you around.
That's why we're winning.
So true. It is also like your job, but like I do think
we have to go, so we win.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, let's keep moving. I did notice
I'm
the power.
moving.
Okay. It's weird that the power hasn't come back online though, right?
Yeah, but like that feels above my pay grade, if I'm being perfectly honest. So
I mean, we're at the space, we're at port, so if anything goes wrong, it'd be pretty easy to fix, I guess.
were comms gonna be on or off?
You
Do we
could
know?
try using your comm badge if you
But
want.
like in my mind, should comms be working?
Comm badges should still be able to communicate directly with any other comm badge.
I'd go for a chirp and go for our like who was the Betazoid that the lieutenant.
Oh, the big Betazoid that scared the living
Yeah.
hell out of
Lieutenant Nisa Trell.
Is it Trell? Yeah, is an engineering, right?
Yeah.
So that would be someone that we worked with. So then I would go for Lieutenant Trell.
Okay. You tap. Basically call out to Lieutenant Trell. The feedback you get immediately from the comm badge sounds like ambient screaming.
Oh, okay. It turns off.
You hear what sounds like total chaos happening somewhere, wherever Trell is. And you hear somebody in the background going, Timba, his pants wet.
I do a couple of those like for comedy, like off. Off.
Yep.
Off. Off. Okay, I think something's wrong.
Should we head back up, or should we keep going down? I want to win this, but how bad at the sound? It can't be that.
I turn it back on again.
Okay, that sounds kind of bad.
It's pretty bad. Yeah. Okay.
As you turn back on again, you hear, he's got a laser scalpel. He's got a laser scalpel. And then it goes shh, static.
Do you think they're also participating in the?
I don't think so. They set up the obstacle course, right?
I've never been. Okay, so the thing is, I've never been to a murder mystery. Is that what a murder mystery party is supposed to sound like?
Unless he's a really good actor.
A lot of really good actors, I suppose.
Yeah, a lot of them. I don't think so. I've never been to one myself. I've only seen the episode of Danger Duck where there was one. And they weren't great actors. At least they were actors. They were great actors acting like not great actors in the murder mystery party episode. I think you're not going to see that's convincing.
Well, okay. Should we? I mean, we have to cross a lot of decks to get where we're going. So
we can take a look along the
we
way.
can take a look on our way down.
Yeah.
This feels like prioritizing appropriately. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are going to try to make your way once again to the exit of the Jeffries tube?
We are trying
let's go ahead
to
and down.
Proceed.
Toward
Jeffries
deck 11 via Jeffries tube with the intention that as we progress down the decks, we will attempt to make some rudimentary observation for status.
Okay. So another way
Prioritizing
of
correctly.
you're going to try to be discreet and look for evidence as to why things are very wrong right now.
And also win.
can also
And
win. You could also say that we're trying to win still.
Gotcha. It could also be argued that you were still trying to win at this
Yeah.
point.
We have not yet abandoned the concept of winning.
Exactly.
Okay. That is fair.
Mhm.
That is a fair assessment. All right.
Thank you. I made it myself.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Excellent.
Thank you.
When you reach the end of the Jeffries tube, where the holographic nightmares were once gathered, you see that the Jeffries tube, the hatch to open it, it's easy enough. You don't have to make a roll this time because there's nothing pressing. But as you kind of open it up, you would normally see emergency lighting that would illuminate the ladder that is going down, along with the two latches that people use who don't use ladders could just clip into and slide down. However, those are not illuminated. The emergency lighting is off, and that is usually an indication of a complete and total power failure of some kind. The auxiliary energy that is coursing through the ship should be on the battery, and it should be illuminating everything. If those are offline, then it is a total system blackout. Interesting, then, that the holographic projectors are still working, though.
Weird.
Under what circumstances would those work? And everything else. How do I put this? Not work.
Mm-hmm. Is that intentionally?
You
Would
could
be
make a
my-
roll if you would like to uncover this information to see if your hyper competent character could start making postulations.
Yeah, intentionally would be my first thought, or something really, really strange.
Sure. You get to pitch what attributes and department you would roll based off of which ones you choose will determine the kind of information you get back as you are thinking about what this issue could be.
I can roll.
Yeah, do it.
I imagine this would be an engineering.
Oh yeah, definitely engineering.
I see it being reason or insight. I'm gonna go reason.
Okay.
Reason engineering.
You could do that. Reason engineering will basically start having you run through your knowledge of possibilities of what would cause either the power failure or what would be possibly keeping the holographic projections online. The emitters
I'll go with that.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and make a roll. I'm going to say I'll set the difficulty at 2 with information spins available to you.
Okay. Oh.
Did you roll a 20?
So I rolled a 1,
Okay.
but then I also rolled a 20.
Excellent.
Best roll in the game.
Oh, bless you. Okay. I'm going to activate that complication here in a moment. But first, you start going through a laundry list of possibilities as to why the power systems would be offline. It is Starbase 80. It's entirely possible. You know that they're notorious for having unreliable systems. Starbase 80 is falling apart at the seams. The Starbase is the Wild West. It's not an uncommon thing to have massive power surges and such, especially if it's interacting with the computer systems of Starbase 80, which themselves probably need a huge system update. But unfortunately, most of the power systems and computer consoles on Starbase 80 are over 100 years old at this point. So it could definitely be an interaction between the two. That's a likely candidate. Why would the holographic projectors, the emitters, would still be online? That you don't know unless you spend and ask a question.
I'll spend.
Ask a moment?
Yeah, we've got momentum. I'll spend my momentum for why the hologram projectors are still online.
Okay. That is such an anomaly. If everything else is going offline, it doesn't actually make any sense, Delgado. Those things should be also switched off. So musing out loud, you start thinking, what the hell? Why would those be online? Unless they were deliberately being kept online. But there are other vital systems. If everything's offline, that means life support's likely offline. And if life support's offline, it makes no sense to just keep the holo unless it's intentional. Somebody is deliberately channeling whatever power is available through the emitters. To what end? Again, not sure.
I know you still really want to win this race. I still really want to win this race.
I
really have the
really
name
want to
picked
win
out.
this race.
I'm a little bit worried because it does seem like at least from what I can think of, there's no reason why all other systems would be done except for the hologram projectors, unless someone's doing it on purpose.
Mhm.
And with life support being done as well, I can't think of anyone who does this on purpose who has our best interest in mind.
May I make a reason science roll?
Mhm.
Because my character could have some insight as to circumstances that earlier befell them.
Mhm.
But that seems like something that, for honor's sake, one might need make a roll for.
Okay. Reason science.
I
your
mean, that
difficulty-
feels like the figuring out why there's a voice in my
Yes.
head, and also that
This
feels like the thing.
This
that's
is
the thing.
why I was setting your difficulty at 1.
Cool, great, love that. Reason science. Yeah, hey, on the money. Let's go. 1 success.
That was not part of your programming, nor was it an information reply for an inquiry once you were accessing your own database. Somebody else is here. Somebody who shouldn't be here is here. And you're certain whoever it is activating, using, or part of the holographic emitters. There's no one else that could have direct access to you like that.
Somebody who shouldn't be here is here, and they're taking control of the holographic emitters. There's no reason someone should have access like that.
Did we think the eels turned ducks were like part of that, or was that from the OA team's setup?
That's an
And if so, are we going to have to do both, handle both of those things at the same time?
momentum spend for that question.
One
of those questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll spend the momentum.
Right, 5 to 4.
Okay, so of those questions, which one would you like answered?
Were the eels
Part of this?
part of the the race, or were they external to that?
They seem to be part of the race.
Okay.
That was probably one of the obstacles, one of the terribly bad taste obstacles that was put up for you by the lieutenants.
Got it.
I didn't taste them, I only petted them.
Bad to make me taste them. They'll kind of crawl into my. Anyway,
A light meal.
I get it. Because they're made of light, blood light. You're getting good at this.
So what's on deck 11, Eric? That
Victory.
On
true.
Deck 11,
Yes. Like
Deck
what
11
exists?
is Deck 11 is Repair Bay 5 and the sleeping quarters for the lower deckers.
Okay. There's nothing. I'm trying to think if there's like trying to so desperately to tie in victory to like another actionable goal here. If we want to get to deck 11 so bad.
Yep.
Repair bay for like vessel, like the ship, or like for our ship, or for like.
No, it's a general
Oh.
repair bay. So like shuttlecraft and anything that needs to be taken down to be repaired, it's because
Got it.
California class has expansive shuttle bays, roughly the same size as the shuttle bays you would find on the Ross class, for example. They're huge. They take up the entire aft of the saucer section of the ship. So when shuttles are not in use, they are delegated down to the repair base where they can be maintenanced without interfering with other operations.
Okay. So not super helpful at the moment.
Which decks are the relevant ones to solving this problem?
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, that's another momentum spend.
Yeah.
I think we would like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, 4 down to 3.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll say that is technically a completely that ask is not actually connected to the original question for the roll, but I'm totally fine saying that you Sherlock this into a mind palace and I'll give you this one. So you spend that point of momentum, and what you get back is I'm sorry. The question was how do we solve this? Is basically what you were asking.
Which decks are
Most
relevant to addressing this problem? Like, where would one want to go? Like, yeah, which decks are relevant?
The repair bay on deck 11 does in fact have the most access points for system maintenance on the ship, mostly because the repair bays themselves are designed so that should emergency repairs be needed on the ship, they function as the hubs.
Okay,
if you need to run
wow.
it. So,
So
full
we just have
access-
to be victorious, is what I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
Yeah, we just have to. Yeah, I guess so.
Oh well, guess
Darn.
we'll have to be the winners.
Let's get sliding. Woo! I want to
Okay.
start doing like fireman pole montages. Obviously, that's not
Yeah.
going to run into other issues, but when applicable, I would like to fireman montage down text.
Okay. So you're
Points
going
to
to move
buy
down
you.
to the.
Tube.
Here we go.
Also, Evie is currently serving as excellent torchlight as you are all moving your way down this corridor, basically dungeon crawling on the USS Sherman Oaks. You move down to the next deck on deck 5. You are confronted with another darkened, rather terrifying alien-esque Jeffries tube that is only illuminated by what little light your holographic crew member can illuminate the space with. Also down here, as you are passing into this next section, there's a brief moment where you watch as Evie's form goes through what looks like a refresh cycle as they are passed on to the next holo emitters that are down here on the deck. So you just watch Evie just kind of whoop and flicker. And as Evie flickers for almost 2 full frames, Badgey appears in front of all of you. The grinning golden face of a murderous Badge, and it's gone faster than the blink of an eye. Big smile, zip, and it's gone.
Do we recognize them at all?
Badgey?
It's almost so fast that you're not sure you saw it.
Okay. So we just see something big and shiny and with a scary face.
Yeah, if you guys want, actually, I can, if you would like to refer. If you look in our Discord channel.
It's so fun. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, there's a quick snapshot of what you see.
Just briefly.
Just a brief. You know what? I'm gonna be nice about this too. I'm gonna go into the Trek channel on the StreamPunks Discord. I'll post this in CS Excelsior, and in the CS Excelsior chat on the StreamPunks Discord. For anyone who wants a good, I should mark it as a spoiler. For anyone who wants a good, quick snapshot of, and just like that, y'all are on the next level of deck. However, there is this strange feeling that overcomes you, like you were just like that moment in a movie where the music jump scares you and something walks past the window. It's kind of that moment.
Evie, are you okay? You feel okay?
Of course.
There it is.
I will have victory. I will have ducklings.
Yeah. So we keep going down YouTube. I would love, and I don't know if I can do this. I'm just brainstorming, especially since you point out we have fairly limited light coming from Evie. Could I have have my tricorder out and just have like a constant scan going of ahead of me and use that as a way to figure out what's in front of us in this darkness?
Okay.
We are recreating Beacon. Is what we're doing here.
Yes.
I'll plug myself into the tricorder to get
once again, Sam is playing a synthetic. And you all move down this the Jeffries tube. It's a bit slow going, but as you're running a scan, the Jeffries tube is, curiously enough, your tricorder should be picking up all the different crew members that are on this deck. However, the sensors on your tricorder are not returning reliable information. You're getting a lot of scattered results, and it almost seems like there is some kind of interference as you keep your tricorder ahead of you. It's soothing hearing the tricorder noise of just the constant humming and like the inquiry sound of the scanners on the tricorder searching for life forms and routes as you were all moving down the Jeffries tube. However, the life forms that blink in and out of the readings, as well as some of the energy readings that are moving through here, it's not encouraging. And to make matters even more interesting, it seems to confirm that this deck has no power. There's no energy except for the energy that is coursing through the holo emitters. That's all you're getting from the tricorder. You can pick up the presence of a photonic life form in front of you, as well as the presence of your fellow crew member that's in front of you. But aside from that, anything else looks like ghost emissions all over the tricorder scans.
This is kind of scary. Never been one for haunted houses, but this is starting to feel like one.
Do not be concerned. We are not in a haunted house. This is a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Haunted ship.
Getting from deck
very much less
5
scary.
Getting from deck 5 to deck 6 is not that big of an issue. You get to the end of the Jeffries tube and find the next access port. When you open it up, it's the same situation, except for this time, as you open it up and you're not seeing any of the lights going down the ladder, this time there looks like there's this fog that's filling up the Jeffries tube at the very bottom of the access point. Some kind of mist that's covering your line of sight. The ladder just disappears down into it.
Scanning it, can I tell what this mist is?
Running a scan, it would appear to be manifested by the holo emitters. And if you didn't know any better, even though it's showing up as photonic light, it would seem to be roll reason science.
Okay. My science isn't too bad. And I think I actually have a thing for it.
And the difficulty is 1.
Okay.
Ghost fart.
That's 1 success.
1 success. Okay. Yeah, that would appear to be using some of the replicator technology to create what would appear to be a thickened form of water vapor. Essentially, it is literally fog.
Okay.
I would like to dismiss. Dismissed. I would like to dance in the fog cloud because whatever photons I make contact with will be dismissed. So by dancing in that sort of like, arms out, spin kind of thing. No, quite more perfectly. In precisely the style of Singing in the Rain.
I literally want to say.
Okay.
I'd like to do this. Thank you.
Okay. You begin singing in the rain as you do this. Okay. It does kind of dispel a little bit of the spooky atmosphere as you begin to hear your crew member just in perfect pitch singing in the rain. And in so doing, you see Evie just start flaying their arms out in different directions. However, it's quite elegant and very rhythmic. It is, in fact, absorbing the fog. You watch, it's almost like Evie is just taking a cloth and is just cleaning a window. Kind of gratifying to just watch it kind of disappear as Evie just absorbs all of it into the programming. The fog, as you reach the bottom of this area, the mist, the fact that it was obscuring everything, begins to slowly fade away and dissipate, and now is just kind of rolling along the floor. Evie is basically just absorbing all of it, moving along. The program is getting not only, actually, Evie, let me have you make a reason science check here real fast, because you might learn something from this.
I do like learning things. What's the difficulty, please?
Difficulty is 1.
Excellent. 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, absorbing this program, the manifestation of this, it's actually giving you something that you and only you would be privy to. Being a photonic life form, it's like you are designed and capable of detecting where this program originated from. Being that it's being absorbed into your program right now, like as you're clicking delete, delete, delete almost, and you're absorbing it into yourself, this is not part of a onboard computer request. There is another program running. In fact, there might be more than one program running that is not native to the USS Sherman Oaks.
There might be more than one program running that is not native to the USS Sherman Oaks.
Okay. Should we be worried? Is that a good thing? Bad thing? That sounds like a bad thing, considering whatever it was probably turned off the life support systems, right? That's a bad thing. The 2 things to worry about? 2 or more?
depending on your brain's computational processing. You can
think we might be
worry
up to
about many
3.
things.
I think we might be up to 3 things to worry about, but
things,
we might have
okay.
to recount. Yeah.
Keep an eye out, I guess. Let's keep moving.
Yeah. Keep scooting.
Keep scooting.
Mhm.
Okay. You continue to move down closer and closer until you reach the last entryway. You are now on deck 6. Now, deck 6 in particular is a deck that everyone is very familiar with, as this is the deck where holodeck 3 is located. As you reach the end of this particular Jeffrey's tube and open the next section to descend down to deck 7, when the door opens, instead of seeing the ladder, you see the full-on abyss. It looks like you look down into a cliff, like off the side into the ladder just seems to break away, and it looks like just darkness that descends all the way down.
Whoa.
Your
That's
voice
not
echoes as you say "whoa," like it is a cave.
that's not normal.
No. No, it's not.
I would like
Wait,
to
wait.
step up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you wave a little bit in there? See what happens.
Eric, for what it's worth, it's your fault. Remember how you just compared me to my synth character in Beacon?
Hmm?
I was kind of the same part.
We about to drop.
From the top.
You decide to see just how far down this goes. Pushing past each of you in a very
Pardon me.
considerate way.
Pardon me.
Please go ahead.
Evie disappears into the darkness. You just watch them go, "Wee," and you hear their voice fade away, and they vanish. And you wait. And Evie,
Yes.
you find yourself laying in what would seem to be a field. On your back, you're surrounded by swaying stalks of corn.
Didn't realize this episode would be so corny.
Wind blows around you.
Can I see the shaft that I just came from?
Glance up and you just see empty black sky filled with stars.
Wow. This is atypical. Hello!
Your voice disappears off into the distance.
Hello?
Wind calmly blows past you, picking up for a brief moment, causing the corn stalks to sway left and right.
I'm going to get up
Okay.
and I am going to investigate my surroundings. Maybe I will run into a wall or something.
You sit up, get to your feet, look around, and reach out, start investigating your surroundings. You push two of these corn stalks aside, and as you do, they part in front of you, and you see just beyond the threshold of this cornfield that you're apparently laying in is an old, broken down looking farmhouse with a beaten up pickup truck out front. The lights are all off inside. The mailbox on the outside says USS Sherman Oaks, and it has the flag up.
Well, I am from the USS Sherman Oaks, which I believe makes me authorized to pick up mail without it being a Federation crime. I would like to look in the mailbox, please.
Okay.
What's in the box?
You walk over to the mailbox, reach over, click it open. It creaks and screeches. as the rust on metal fights, but gives way finally as you pull it down. Inside the mailbox, in the darkness, catching just a little bit of the starlight, you see something that unusual. And taking it, you hold up a single large blood-soaked goose feather.
I would like to investigate the goose feather, please.
Um,
Why is goose down?
yes, you can have a momentum for that one as well.
Thank you, Pat.
As you hold it up, make a reason science. Actually, this would be a reason medicine check.
Both run the same for me, science and medicine. I have xenobiology, animal behavior, veterinary medicine, non-humanoid communication, humanoid medicine, empathy, ecology, and perception. So I think something ought to do the thing.
Yes.
Thank you. That's one success.
Okay. You are a living medical program. As you hold the goose feather up and run a quick diagnostic on what it is you're looking at, that's human blood all over this goose feather.
I would like to apply tricorder to goose feather to determine the DNA signature associated with the blood. We have all of that in our medical files.
Okay. You pop open the tricorder and begin to run a scan. The scan starts returning that it's all holographic. It's not a real, it is a projection from the holo emitters. The field you're in, the feather, the blood, all of it.
Well, that makes more sense than human blood being attached to a photonic goose feather.
Make me an insight science check, if you would, please. Difficulty 1.
All right. Any of my...
Not on this one.
Okay. Including empathy.
Correct.
Okay.
Difficulties,
Difficulty what?
yeah, 1.
Good, because that's what I got.
Your eyes past the goose feather as you're holding it up, you see in the second floor window gazing out at you is the long neck and the rather malicious looking eyes of a very large goose staring down at you from the second floor of this farmhouse. A light behind it flickers on and off. And you almost think for a split second behind this goose is what you might think are bodies hanging from the ceiling of the room, swinging back and forth as the lights flicker and go off again. And the goose stares at you from the second floor.
Baby!
Cut back to. You all wait for a prolonged period of time, and it does not seem like Evie's coming back. You haven't heard anything hit?
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. If it's a bad thing, I don't know if we should go down there.
I mean, the ladder's still here, right? We just can't see it anymore.
Are you asking?
Sorry, we can see. Yeah, Eric, we can see like a few rungs of the ladder at least. Oh, I thought we got a few rungs and then it disappeared. Okay.
Yeah, there's like a single rung, like just
Okay.
underneath the lip, and then everything else looks like it just tears away and falls into darkness.
Okay, if I stick my little leggy over the edge, can I feel the next rung?
You can try.
That's what I'm doing it. Can I feel the next rung?
You
While I stick my
move
little
to the
leggy.
ledge.
Yeah.
And you stick your leg into the hole.
Mm-hmm.
You dangle your foot down there to try to
Mhm.
see
I'm looking for the
if
next
you
rung.
can touch the next rung.
Mhm.
You swing your leg outwards to see if you can find it. Nothing at first. You kick it the
Mhm.
second time. And the second time, a hand grabs your ankle.
Oh my God. She screams, top of her lungs, Wilhelm scream.
Wilhelm scream, and
Yeah.
Badgey's face emerges from the lip underneath. He's holding a butcher knife with a big grin on his face and goes, "You weren't using this, were you?"
I'm like grabbing at Tally. I'm like,
I mean, Can I I don't know how the hat works. Can I like slam the hat down on Badgey?
You can certainly try. You're going to need to make a fitness security check. And this is against Badgey, who is trying to pull Baya into the hole.
No.
over her leg.
Can I assist by kicking?
That would probably be your action to break yourself free, and I think Delgado is your assist.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was okay. So I was like, I could keep Badgey distracted while Delgado does the.
This is going to be a contested roll, the flat difficulty of 1. You are going to be rolling
anything that can help
Badgey.
here. None of my values work here, so I can't use determination.
Oh no!
Uh,
Daring security?
Daring security?
Yeah, is that?
Yes, that's going to be.
Yeah, trying
yours.
to move quickly and. Okay. We are in a Jeffries too, but that does not help me here. Okay.
no, no, fine. Yeah, I have nothing that can help here. I'm just gonna roll.
Okay. Since it's contested, I'm going to snag one of those momentum. Just in
5 down to 4.
case. Yeah.
Okay, tell me what you get.
Oh God.
I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Well, let's hope I succeed.
Nice. When it really needed it.
Oh.
What'd you get?
Oh my God! I thought I rolled 666, but it was 996.
Like, does that help you?
Does that help her? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
More haunted, but that's 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, amazing. I'm gonna roll. I have always wanted to say this. I will now roll for Badgey. All right.
Always? You've always wanted to say it.
Always,
Ever since
forever.
Badgey was introduced to the canon, I have wanted to run Badgey. All right. So Badgey is going to make the roll. Let's see if Badgey.
You beat our
Okay.
5. Fueled by
What's that?
friendship. Beat 5, fueled by friendship.
All right. Badgey's going to make a roll. Let's see here. Rolling for Badgey.
I think it's rude that they're badgering my crew.
How many successes did you get?
5 total.
Oh, yeah. No, Badgey can't get you.
Yeah!
With the help of your crew member
Yeah,
and
bang,
a
bang,
massive
bang,
pump of adrenaline, you pull your leg, snatch out. Badgey tears some of your uniform away from your legs as a knife just cuts through the air where your leg just was, and you can see the sparks explode off the side of the Jeffries tube as that blade, which is quite sharp, literally slices into the bulkhead. You pull your leg up, and Badgey's arm just comes out and just grabs hold of the lip as he starts slowly pulling himself up. And it says, "Here's Badgey."
No, I need
I'm
Talia to
slamming
do
that
the
hatch down.
bong, 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 bong,
Just
bong.
over
Like, I
and
need
over.
it to be the over and over.
Okay, if you're going to try to close the hatch on Badgey, you're going to need to make a fitness security check here.
Oh my God, I'm so stressed.
You can
Can
both
I assist on this
whoever
one?
you want to lead. You can do this one, and then Baya can do an assist on this.
Yeah, I think it makes sense that I'm leading this one.
Yes,
I will use. I'll buy 1 momentum. I'll buy 1 dice for momentum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Four
God,
and a
this is
Wait, did we get any momentum from the contested roll? What did Badgey roll?
You should. Yes, you got 2 momentum from that.
Nice.
okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Okay, then it's 5 down.
I think one of my values is active confidence, even if you don't feel confident. I'm not acting in confidence at all. I'm screaming. I'm just gonna. I'm absolutely screaming. Yeah, I'm gonna roll. I'm just gonna roll this.
Okay.
Okay. And you said fitness. What security?
Fitness security.
Okay, that's 3 successes.
Whoa.
Nice.
And 1 from me and 1 from Baya.
Okay. Wow. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna roll for Badgey again. I'm gonna spend threat
Adrenaline.
this time, though. I'm gonna spend 2 points of threat, and because Badgey wants to say hello.
Badgey wants blood.
Just wants a hug. All right. Okay. So how many total successes?
4.
4. What is your fitness rating?
My fitness rating is 7.
Okay. Your fitness department stat. Sorry. I'm sorry, not your security department stat.
Security is a 1.
Oh yeah, how much is yours?
3.
Yeah, no, Badgey's coming.
Shit!
Whoa. You are doing a good. It's y'all are like Dr. Grant trying to close the door from the raptor getting into the room. You're shoving this thing down, and it's stopping him from making momentum. But oh my god, the door is going to open as soon as
my
you have
God.
to back away. He's going to slam that thing open and start in on y'all.
Storyboarding this in my brain where it's the two of them like literally going bong bong bong, but like
Yeah.
down, and then we're like, we got it. But then like his
It's
hand is still out, and then it
closed.
swings back open.
It's doing that horror scene where it's smashing closed again and again, and every time it does, it brutalizes Badgey's face,
I know,
causing
yeah.
veins to pop and burst in his eyes. His teeth break, and he does not lose the smile or determination. He just says, as his head continues to get crushed over and over again. His eye pops out and just goes right back in, and he goes, "Don't worry, nothing's permanent."
Okay.
You have two options here since that failed roll. You can try to crawl away at all due speed to the nearest exit point of the Jeffries tube, or you can try to fight Badgey. It's up to you. But right now, you are at a stalemate. He's coming through, and you are barely holding him back.
No. We're not very fit. We've just established this. We're not very fit or security, but we are engineers.
I want to sabotage the hologram projectors in the Jeffries tube so they can't manifest here.
The nearest projector. We're taking it down.
Okay. I'm gonna spend 1 point of threat and incorporate it. In order to do this, you are going to have to slack on how much effort you were putting in to keeping Badgey from coming through the door.
Yeah.
Which means if you do this and you fail, Badgey's is starting combat. So,
Okay.
go ahead, whoever wants to do this to try to take command and do some fast punching on that tricorder, go ahead and make a roll. But we got something from Sam. What's up?
If Badgey's in combat, is a com badge. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, you have momentum.
Yeah. I think maybe Baya holds it down, and then you want to run for the projector. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and whoever is making the engineering check, it's control engineering, and the difficulty is not nice. It is going to be 5.
Oh, we're full on momentum.
I'm plugging myself in. I'm using my neural interface to plug myself into the projectors.
Okay, and whoever is trying to keep the door closed, your difficulty for that is going to increase as well because you're doing it by yourself at this point. So, whoever is keeping the door closed, I'm going to have you roll second. Whoever's going after the engineering thing, I want you to go first. So
the difficulty 5 for this.
Difficulty 5 check because you are trying to use Badgey's. You're trying to use Badgey's system against him, and this was tried multiple times by Badgey's creator to mixed effect. So you can pull it off. Let's see.
This would be an engineering, right?
Okay.
We're doing this is what we do. This is our department, you know?
Yeah.
These are our tubes.
If there's anything I have been that can help me here.
These are our tubes.
Our tubes.
Not YouTube's Badgey.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna have to limit how much momentum I give out to Sam for the punnery.
Alas, I can't limit.
I might regret this. I'm gonna give 1 threat.
Yes.
To Eric to buy a die. And I want to spend 2 momentum to buy another die.
Okay.
It's 1 momentum for 1 die, 3 momentum for 2 die.
3?
Isn't it? It's 1, and then 2, and then 3. That's why it costs 6 dice to get the maximum number of.
Sorry, to become 3
6
dice.
momentum to get the maximum dice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
2 plus
1.
Precisely.
So do you want to? If you want, you can spend 3 momentum and get two dice on top of your current pool.
No, I would bring it down to 1 momentum.
Yeah. I don't want to use all your momentum because you're definitely going to need it.
We've got a full pool right now. I'm saying spending 2 momentum is nothing.
Yeah, I already have 2 extra dice from this.
Yeah.
That's 4. And I already have. I'm having a.
Can I bring something up that just as a quick refresh reminder to help with this, perhaps? I would like to remind you all that you have aux points.
What are we gonna
It's
do? Activate Badgey?
You do have aux points at your disposal, so do keep that in mind.
Isn't aux points? Did we shift it so that aux points is to activate a character? It's not
Yeah.
like anymore.
It's true, but keep in mind that I will let you. So remember, at the beginning of the game, I gave you guys the option if you wanted to
That's true.
spend
Yeah.
aux points. I would activate support characters. Now,
That's
in that
not
packet, you guys have an entire
Yeah.
packet. Which, by the way,
Torian
I will
Kerr,
make-
Ensign Kovu, Lieutenant Commander Ganymede Lacroix, Meep Meep, Nisa Trell.
And I would like to
Okay.
point out to
Okay.
everybody who are watching, if you are a supporter, I'm going to be posting the entire packet of the USS Sherman Oaks and the support crew staff after the game session up on the Discord and the coffee and the Patreon.
Okay. In that case, I think that's even better because I think you're going to need more help. You're going to need supporting characters more than I will. I think I'll give you one threat. I'll spend 5 momentum to get 2 more dice, so a total of 3 dice extra.
Okay.
Okay. How many more dice?
Yeah.
How many more dice do you want to buy with momentum?
That's the most I can buy. I bought 3 dice already. I used threats to buy one of the die.
Yeah, you just keep saying momentum numbers that I'm trying to wrap my head around.
Yeah, so to buy the first die, unless I remember this wrong, to buy the first die is 1 momentum or 1 threat. To buy the second die is 2 momentum or 2 threat. To buy the third die is 3 momentum or 3 threat. So I've spent.
I didn't
one
realize
threat.
that the threat
Yeah.
counted as the
I believe it does.
one spend. I see. Okay. All right. That's where I was getting lost.
Yeah, no, you're good. I think it
Okay.
does.
That seems like the thing that should be the fair version of the rule IMO.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Continue.
I'm gonna roll now. Okay. Okay, hold
Bated
on.
breath.
I have an ability called procedural. No, that's not what I have. Where is it? Maintenance specialist.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see where you're going with that. I could see that.
You may ignore the first complication, roll to the engineering task.
Oh my! Oh
I'll
my!
ignore this complication I rolled.
Oh my!
I rolled 5 successes and a complication, but I'm gonna use
Oh,
procedural
man.
specialist to ignore the complication.
Oh, I'm so upset.
Did you use bold to buy the die to do the threat to buy the die?
My bold
Your
is for
bold?
science specifically, not for engineering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say you'd get a reroll.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so I still
So-
succeed, but
okay.
I'm ignoring the complication with maintenance specialist.
Nice.
Okay, so you did succeed. You got 5 successes.
Actually, wait, hold on. Because of the neural interface, I can actually reroll 1 die, so I'm gonna reroll that 20.
Okay.
Okay, it just became a not complication anyway.
Okay.
There's still 5 successes.
Okay. So
Nice.
how many successes total?
5.
5 successes. Okay. And on your side of the spectrum here, Baya, what is you are currently trying to? You're the one that's using the tricorder to change the program.
No, I'm holding the door down.
You're holding the door down. Okay.
I'm
Cool.
doing the
So then
program,
go
yeah.
ahead and make your check now to hold the door down.
Okay.
The difficulty of this is contested. So you need
Yeah.
at least a 1, and you're rolling against Badgey.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Take
And
someone.
Badgey is going to be getting to, as part of the threat spend that I made, I'm using that to buy an extra D20 against you because Badgey is you no longer have a second person helping you hold the door. So that's where that's manifesting. So go ahead and make your check.
Okay. So where are we at? No momentum. Where were we at momentum?
I got 1 momentum.
1. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna buy 1 die.
Do you want to activate someone and just say
I
they
do.
show up? What do you want
I
to
would
do?
also like to activate someone. I kind of want to activate Meep Meep because I found them funny.
Yeah, I kind of want to. I want that as well, actually.
We're gonna spend an aux point to activate Meep Meep, and then I'm going to roll and hope for the best here.
What'd you get?
Let's see. You think daring security?
Yes, that would be right.
Yeah, that works. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna roll.
How would Meep Meep help here? Do they
No,
just show
I
up?
just want to activate Meep
They still want to
Meep.
be here.
I just want to activate Meep Meep. There's even if we don't meet up with them, they're somewhere activated, and that's nice to me.
Okay, so you're activating Meep Meep. Meep Meep can aid in this. Well, not this particular role, but we'll be able to aid after this because they're activated into the scene now.
I don't think
Go ahead and what did you get for your role?
Jeffrey's tubes don't help me here at all as a focus that I know how this works.
No,
like,
probably
No?
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then I got 3. I rolled a success on each die, but it's not very much.
Yeah.
You got 3?
Yep.
Okay. I'm now gonna roll against you. Okay, and I got the extra die. Here we go. I rolled 2 crits and a 14. So, here's how things unfold.
Uh-oh.
Basically what happens is the moment you start gaining access to the hollow emitters that are directly activated on Badgey, that same moment, the doors cause the knife that Badgey is holding in one hand to clatter and fall into the darkness down below. Badgey uses that free hand now to gain access and slam the Jeffrey's tube doors open. There's a beat, Baya, where you make eye contact about 1.5 feet away from Badgey's face as he smiles at you and full on decks you across the face with a hard right hook.
He lower decks you.
Yeah, he lower decks you. Now you are going to sustain an injury.
I sure am.
Unless you decide to take that to your stress. In which case you are going to take 4 points of stress.
Okay, I can do that.
Impact of Badgey's fist. You get some Baya blood on the side of your face as Badgey full on decks Baya across the side of her face. Just smacks hard. But at the moment,
keep working.
literally the moment that happens and Baya goes back, you get temporary access to manipulate the emitters on Badgey. What would you like to do?
Can I do the same thing we did to the eels and change the shape of Badgey?
Yes.
I would like to make Badgey at least within this area for the meanwhile. Something very fun.
The ducklings are,
Yeah, duckling.
the motif at this point.
Yeah, just a little duckling, even smaller than the ducklings we made earlier. Just like a really tiny duckling.
Okay. Badgey suddenly goes and turns into a small golden duckling with murderous eyes. As Badgey plops down on the deck in front of you, he looks a little confused for a second and goes, "Son of a bitch."
I will try to pick him up.
Okay.
If we game out of the zone, he'll just turn back into Badgey again.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of hold Badgey as a kind of.
You just hold him and we consider.
What do I do? What do we do now? I don't know how long this is gonna last.
Okay. Yep. You're kind of frozen in indecision, not sure how to proceed, as Badgey is now roughly 6 inches tall and in a very cute duck formation, but still has the bloodshot murderous eyes and sort of broken side face as the hologram has been smashed repeatedly by the doors. Seems to have translated directly into this really twisted looking tiny Daffy Duck version of Badgey that looks at you and looks murderous. That's going to cut to down at the farm in this bizarro world that's inside the Jeffrey's tube. As you have called out to the goose that was in the window, lightning flashes, which completely contradicts the open sky that is above you. But there is a quick rolling thunder as lightning flashes, and the goose is suddenly in the doorway on the first floor and begins to slowly walk towards you. Its eyes are just dead as it approaches. You see holographic technology and manipulation around it begin to fluctuate. The tire to the pickup truck just starts to pop and melt. And as this goose is walking towards you, you see it looks like it is in the process of growing feathers out of its body, these bluish glowing feathers emerging from its naked skin. As it does, it just says honk as it's walking towards you with murderous determination.
It's nice to meet you as well. I'm the emergency veterinary hologram. You can call me Evie if you like, or if it's difficult to pronounce that, you may also call me Honk.
It replies, honk. If anybody else was listening to this, even through a universal translator, they would just hear honk. However, it is speaking the language of a program.
Mhm.
In that single honk, it occurs to you in this moment that this is a malicious program that was created specifically to manipulate, disrupt, and possibly destroy computer systems. Crafted by someone who clearly just wanted to cause pure chaos. It occurs to you in this particular moment as the goose is moving towards you, Evie, that this thing could possibly truly harm you. As
Oh,
it
so
is,
it's a goose.
it is quite a goose as it is approaching you. If you are going to remain where you are going into combat with Hologoose. What would you like to do?
I am going to remain where I am.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to then, if you would like to try to do something about the combat that's about to happen to you, I would say it's time to make a roll here as you were getting into it. It is going to make a melee attack against you.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to roll daring plus security with a difficulty of 1.
Okay.
And you have the option of resisting by rolling daring plus security and making this an opposed task.
I'm all right, but thank you.
Okay. In which case, I score 2 successes.
Okay.
The goose says, honk, eyes narrow, and it flies at you. Bloody feathers in a halo around it as it leaps up through the air and promptly just bangs its beak against your chest.
Oh. Honk. Well, hello there, new friend. Perhaps you could assist me. I am trying to succeed.
Just as you said, I am trying, GM spins 4 threat and a knife falls out of the sky into your head.
I have a knife in my head.
You just fall backwards and cut to. Currently, Badgey is beginning to fluctuate and spark.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
You see this little duckling goes, and this huge arm, the size of Badgey's normal arm, explodes out of this little duckling's body. Using this 6-inch duckling has an arm that's 4 times its size now, as the wing transforms into Badgey's arm again, as he starts regaining his original form.
Open hatch, open hatch, open hatch, open hatch, open hatch, open hatch.
Okay.
You just toss it.
You just grab Badgey and throw him. Okay. Unfortunately, Badgey decided to get rid of his other wing when he got his arm back.
No.
So as you throw him, it occurs to him in that second as his right arm starts reaching out to flap. That's not going to work now. And you hear, son of a bitch, as it just and disappears into the darkness.
We shut it. All
Good.
It closes.
Hey, Evie, are you good?
Cut to Evie. The lightning strikes as the goose stands over you. There's a butcher knife that is sticking out of the top of your head. However, your holo program isn't really doing anything except for the fact that If you were mortal, this safety feature has been deactivated on this particular holographic hard light image. In other words, this knife would be very capable. This would have killed one of your fellow crew members. If they had not been a holographic life form like you, a photonic life form, they would be dead right now. The goose, however, seems to regard you with a newfound respect as it stands over you. And you hear it say, honk.
Well met. Now, as I was saying, I am trying to get...
Badgey falls on the goose's head. You see it clock the goose over the top of the head as Badgey goes, son of a bitch, and bounces off the goose's head and hits the dirt next to you, rolling to the ground. The goose wavers for a second and stumbles back. The callous, cold look shifts to rage as the goose turns and looks at Badgey. Badgey gets up with one large arm and dusts it. You see a ducky version of Badgey. And
What's a duck?
Badgey says, what are you looking at? And the goose goes, honk. And Badgey says, reaches over with one big arm and rips the butcher knife out of the top of your head and says, what did you call me?
Well, strictly speaking, I think it's against Starfleet regulations to repeat it.
That's technically true, Badgey says with a smile. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm gonna kill this mother. And then Badgey leaps at the goose. The goose leaps at Badgey. And the two of them begin to both stab and bite at each other. A miniature duck biting at a large goose who is pecking at the duck who is wielding a knife in one giant yellow arm.
Is that when the comm comes through?
I just need to clear. So duck.
Oh.
Duck. Thank you.
It's
Now the
actually called
combat
Duck
may
Duck.
come through.
It's actually called Duck Duck Grey Duck where I'm from, and I would love it if you would respect my
I
Midwest culture.
dislike that greatly.
I'm sure you would.
They are currently engaged in bloody combat as you watch Badgey slice the foot off of the goose. Holographic blood spurts everywhere, jetting onto Badgey's face, who he promptly licks it off. This tongue just extends out from the ducky's mouth and just goes, not quite as good as organic, but it'll do. The goose responds by promptly kicking Badgey between the legs and sending the little goose straight up into the little duck straight up in the air, to which the goose then bites Badgey and starts gulping him down. The long arm of Badgey reaches out and decapitates the goose. Badgey slips out of the severed neck hole of this goose and onto the ground. A second goose head grows out of the stump, and now the goose is whole again. And the two begin what would best be described as a rated R fight, not meant for television, as blood and violence envelops both of them. Feathers and knifing happening right in front of you.
In order to sequester this and to prevent the camera from observing, I would like to holographically instantiate a miniature octagon.
Okay.
For these avian individuals.
Okay.
That they might proceed in a safe and very quarantined environment.
Okay. It's easy enough to manipulate because, as it turns out, somebody has already opened the door to photonic manipulations of the emitters in this particular section of the deck. You would guess maybe it was one of your fellow crewmates who, if your theory is correct, Evie, your fellow crewmates are probably about 20 feet above your head. But the movement of this holographic projection has made it look and feel like you fell 300 feet. They are probably just on the other side of force fields and photonic light bending.
Oh, so I could instantiate, for instance, a ladder photonically and then go up
Back up.
that. I would like to do that, please.
A few moments as the two of you are crawling away from the door that you just got closed, the door suddenly opens again.
Oh, God. No,
And the
I was
music begins
screaming
to
again.
swell as
I'm
you
already
see,
bleeding. I'm already bleeding.
as you see emerging Evie pulling them
Oh
down.
my God. Oh God.
Oh, goodness.
Don't go
Monsieur.
in there. It's very ducked up.
Oh, I'll be honest, I didn't completely forgot that you're still down there. I was panicking and I just threw it down there. It's
Maybe we
glad
should
you're
take.
okay.
Maybe we should take the. Maybe we should just take the lift to deck 11.
I think we can go the long way.
Yeah.
I'll follow you.
Okay.
You guys
We
exit the
leave.
Jeffries tube.
Jeffrey tubes.
Right. You exit the Jeffrey tube. Pull it as you all emerge from the Jeffrey tube. You see, as you pull yourself onto the deck, you see a few crew members have been knocked unconscious. You see from the glowing light, people screaming and running around. Some of them don't even have their uniforms on. There's fires burning in the corridors. You think you see an overturned barrel that is spilling out trash all over the place and is also on fire. And you see multiple goose holograms and multiple Badgey holograms engaged in bloody warfare amongst the crew of the Sherman Oaks.
Could I have just to art direct for a second here? Could I have the camera pan to Evie with a holographic pizza as they walk
Just walks
into
in with the pizza.
to walk
everything on
to
fire.
everything on fire, and they can toss it if they want, but just for the visual gag.
No, absolutely. Please.
At this point, Meep Meep flies up to all of you and goes, "What the heck is going on?"
I don't know.
I'm
I was
scared.
hoping you did.
No, it's like everything has gone completely bonkers. I don't know what's happening, but the power's off on every single deck. There's fluctuations across. These two things appeared. They're killing everything.
Oh, okay.
The Holo system has been overtaken by malicious programs. They are having it out in
Well,
a
how do we-
holographic octagon
how
down
do we-
there.
How do we get rid of them? How do we power them down?
I think if you get down to deck 11, we can see what we can do down there.
And more importantly, win the race.
Yeah, that's also the important part.
I appreciate your correct priorities, Ensign Now.
Okay, let's go. We start off in a different direction.
Okay.
Come with us if you want to
Win.
exist.
Another Terminator reference. I'll take it. You
Oh,
guys,
that's Terminator. I just
Mhm.
think of Amy. Come with us if you don't want to stay here.
you can always count on that one to twist a quote. Yeah. Okay, so you make it to the end of the corridor amidst the total chaos as multiple manifestations of both Badgey and the Goose are fighting one another. You're not sure if they are direct manifestations of like multiple versions of the same program or if they're just like echoes of what's happening in the octagon translating into every emitter around the ship. It almost seems like that's the most likely case since they're not paying any attention to their surroundings. And they're all mimicking and doing the exact same thing. When one Badgey throws a punch, they are all throwing the same punch, and so on and so forth. And it looks like utter chaos. Whereas Badgey has the murderous intent and the ability to cause lasting damage. The Goose, however, seems to have more access to the holo emitters and more manipulation of the systems, which is pushing back. It's almost as if the Goose has control of the dream world and Badgey has control of the physical world. A lot of you pile into the turbo lift. As you do, piling into the turbo lift, you see your Gorn friend. Kovu is in the turbo lift, picking up most of the space. His legs are pulled up to his chest and he's rocking back and forth going, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. I
Oh,
don't like it, I don't-"
buddy.
You see goose feathers are all over his scales.
Oh, I want to pick some.
I
pick them off.
don't want to see the duckies anymore. I
Hey.
don't like it. I don't like it. I
No,
don't
duckies
Hey,
are good. It's
no.
the goose. We'll get you. We're gonna
Yeah.
go down to deck 11. I want to I'm gonna use the power that's left in my tricorder. I'm gonna burn my entire tricorder to get it, like, to see if I can get any kind of spark plug to get us down to deck 11.
Because you spent an ox point, I'm going to give the shout out here because you've got Meep Meep with you.
We do have
1,
Meep Meep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, roll me a d20, somebody.
Mhm.
Tell me what you get. 8?
I was on mute.
Oh, what'd you
Yeah.
get? What'd you get, Sam?
9.
9?
No, I did roll.
I know. You said you didn't. Okay, Guru Matt has activated Meep Meep. You activate your tricorder to try to power the turbo lift. It's a stretch. You already know this, Baya. You know power systems pretty well. The turbo lift requires an enormous amount of energy to move around a ship.
Mhm.
The best you could do is probably deactivate the safety locks, which would cause you all to plummet.
Yeah.
However, Meep Meep goes, let me help. I'm literally a giant battery. Just promise to turn me back on once I pretty much spend most of my power systems on this.
Oh, we will. Yes. Yes.
All
You're going
right.
right on the charger dock. Don't worry.
Nap time. And they plug themselves into the power systems, and you just see electricity explode out from one of their tool holographic projections. And you hear Meep Meep go as the energy begins to flood into the turbo lift, and the turbo lift just goes and you start accelerating downwards a little faster than you should, all the way down to deck 11. And you come to a hard stop as the safety locks kick in. Everyone gains a point of stress, except, of course, your holographic projection of a crew member. Your legs basically fold into about the knee, almost cartoonishly, and then reform back up to normal. So it's like a spring just. Yep.
Just like real life.
And the doors to the turbo lift slightly open into a large cavernous room on the other side, which you know is the repair bay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Listen. Okay. Go.
Okay.
We know. Switch sides. I'm right-handed. Go this way. Go that way. Okay. All right. Let me get my foot there. Okay.
Push them
We do
open.
that.
You see a scene very similar to the corridor above. Right now, you see what looks like a projection of Badgey standing over the Hologoose, just repeatedly stabbing the Hologoose hysterically in the chest over and over with the butcher knife, causing blood to spray everywhere until one of the other holographic geese appears behind Badgey, grabs him and picks him up, and then breaks him over his knee. The goose just slams Badgey down like Batman being broken by Bane, just cracking him, and another Badgey tackling that goose and smashing his head repeatedly into the shuttle bay. It is pure chaotic, horrific, violent chaos.
They seem like they're having fun.
Let's just get this over and done with. Please.
All right. I need each of you who is trying to make your way across the shuttle bay to the repair panels that give you access to the ship systems. I need you to make a fitness security check. This is literally to dodge the madness and chaos of violence all around you, unless you've got something, Sam.
I would like to pick for my engineering compatriots,
Okay.
because although like at least half of the participants in these altercations are goose shaped,
Mhm.
and in both cases I can photonically interface with them. So I would like to interface. I would like to make space. I'm not worried about getting to the panel.
Okay.
I'm worried about clearing the way with the goosities in particular.
Okay. All right. Both of you, go ahead and make your roll to see if you can get across this battlefield.
Could I take a daring security?
Yes, you
If
can
I'm
take a
running? Okay.
Daring security. Honestly, it's better for me as well, so I'll do that as well.
Yeah, go daring security check. It's a difficulty 3.
Okay.
Oh, difficult.
3.
Damn it.
Yes, difficulty 3. This is the equivalent. If this was a wrestling ring, this would be like trying to get from one side to the other during a Royal Rumble. So
Yeah.
there's just pure
How
chaos.
much momentum do we have? Are we out of momentum?
I
Yeah.
have us a 3.
3? Okay.
3.
Could each of us buy a die?
I already rolled, so I didn't think about momentum. I already rolled, so I want to keep my roll here. I rolled 1 crit, so that's only 2 successes. Doesn't
Oh,
missing a
okay.
success, unfortunately.
Okay.
I am
Perfect.
going to buy a die because I'm a scaredy cat.
Okay.
2, only 2.
2, excellent. Okay, and you got 3 as well?
I got 2 as well, yeah.
Okay, you got 2 as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so as the both of you are making your way, you're about halfway across the corridor when Elgato, a goose that is hurled by Badgey, one of the Badgeys is now reformed to his full size. These holographic projections are not mirroring. They're all Badgey. They're all geese. They're all on their own, having their own fights. And one of the geese gets slammed into you as it is thrown from the top of a shuttlecraft. You get barreled over. And just as that happens, Baya, you glance to your right as you watch Delgado hit the floor and roll from one of the geese being hurled at it, when a hand from Badgey grabs your leg.
Stop it! Stop
And you see Badgey wielding the butcher knife and says, "You owe me a leg."
Is this like regular size or is this still duck with big arm?
This is Duck with big arm.
I want to stomp him.
Okay. All right. You are the players. You get initiative. Go ahead and make a daring security check. This is a contested roll. He's going to try to resist being stomped.
Can I take a momentum again,
Do it.
please? Thank you. I like my legs. Okay. This time he's smaller than me, and she just screams and goes, ah! And, like, stops like you're trying to, like,
Okay, go ahead and roll.
She didn't want to crush him earlier because he was a duck, but now she's sick of it. Holy shit, that's great. Okay, that's really, really good. That's a crit and 2 other successes. That's 4 successes.
Okay, you see Badgey raises the butcher knife in the duck wing, which is absurd looking as it is. This is a little bitty duck wing holding out the butcher knife. And then a shadow passes over Badgey's face and his expression changes and he goes, son of a bitch. And sure enough, the foot comes crashing down and a bloody, gory mess exploding out from underneath the heel as feathers detonate just like off the side like a balloon pops. You just see, again, explosion of gore as you stomp down and kill that version of Badgey. There is a butcher knife now that is just laying there.
I'm taking it.
Snatching it up. You now have a butcher knife. Back at the entryway, Evie, you are currently trying to engage with the goose. As you make your way over to one of the goose, the head of one of the geese snaps into your direction, almost like that murderer who gets up from like laying on the ground dead and just kind of snaps and looks at you. You can see the desire to just cause other chaos, system chaos in its eyes, maliciousness. It sees you as a system to dominate and manipulate and destroy. What would you like to do? You've got an action before it tries to engage you in combat. If there's one thing that can harm you, it's technically this goose. Technically. It did only peck at you before.
Well, I found the experience impeccable. What I was trying to say is I'm trying to be the ones to name these little geese. I would like to instantiate holographic simulations of the little baby burbs and see if perhaps that might provoke a simulated instinct in the Hologoose.
Make me... What would you like to roll for this as an attribute and department check?
I would be perfectly happy with presence command, present science, present medicine.
Well, let's roll presence command.
I have xenobiology, animal behavior, non-humanoid communication, actually.
Animal behavior. Do you have anything for like computer programming as well?
I don't think I can use multiple foci.
No. I'm just curious if you do.
No. I'm a veterinary hologram.
Okay, so you're hoping then. I'm going to set the difficulty pretty high for this because you are basically hoping that whoever programmed this holographic goose back on the USS Ross, hopefully they pulled from an actual animal program and didn't create this creature from scratch, because if they did, it's not going to behave like an animal. If they didn't, though, they didn't. Go ahead and make a roll. The difficulty for this is 4.
I'm going to call on my value.
Okay.
I love animals and they love me.
That's your value. You may call upon that value for an auto crit.
Thank you.
You need 2 successes.
2.
2.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Ooh. 2. Okay. So that's 2. Yep. I did it. Right in the dot. That's an 11 and a 12. That does it.
Okay. Manifesting Tuvupian ducklings, as you know that they will look once they are hatched. Tuvupian ducklings, the reason why the entire crew of the USS Sherman Oaks was obsessed with waiting for these little ducklings to hatch is because they are renowned for being some of the most adorable animals in all of the Alpha Quadrant. And as they appear next to you, bloop, 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 one after the other, these little adorable animals, even one of the Badgeys halts in mid-eye gouge with a blade and looks over and goes, "Oh." The goose staring at it, eyes just suddenly widen and glass over. And an actual goose honk emits from the Hologoose. And it waddles over very quickly and protectively wraps its wings around the baby ducklings. And Let's out a honk again. As that happens, suddenly, all of the fighting, all of the bloodletting, all of the horror pauses as the Badgies and the Hologoose stop and look at this picturesque moment of this holographic goose cradling these baby ducklings that are near extinction. The Tuvupian ducklings nestle close into the wings of the goose, and the Hologoose cradles them like a Disney cartoon, just kind of holding them. And one of the Badgies goes, "We'll kill them next!" All of the geese and the rest of the Badgies look in the direction of that Badgie. And that Badgie goes, there is a gory bloodbath as that Badgie is ripped apart in front of you by everyone in the room. At about that moment, your other crew members finally reach the repair panel. You've taken both of you. I'm going to give you an extra point of stress. This is due to not only the damage you've taken just trying to get across the repair bay, but also some of the horror you experience as photonic blood from the torn apart Badgie splashes over the two of you, drenching your uniforms and dripping off the sides of your face. You are covered in gore. You are now next to
the final girl. Knife and everything.
You are next to the repair panel. It does give you access, as it looks like it is the only panel currently in the room that has power.
Okay.
You can shut off the power systems transfer that is currently in progress.
I would like to, as we are like approaching it, like before we've gotten there, I would like to make true. I will literally give you my determination for this, that tricorders can take selfies.
Okay. I mean, I could see Mariner kicking in the door and telling me she doesn't need to spend a momentum for that. Yeah. Okay. So what would you like to do with that?
And I want to take a picture of the three of us on proof that we're at Deck 11.
Okay.
Yeah, proof that we got here first.
To get evidence that you're there at Deck
11. We made it to Deck 11. We're like, we got like a knife, and we're like far, like Evie's way far back. The two of us are like mid-run, like in fear. There's carnage and shit. And then we get here to solve the problem. That I just want to make sure that we have time-stamped proof that we made it here first.
As you get to the column that has the repair panel open, make sure to take a quick snapshot. It is you looking into it, like crying.
I'm sobbing.
You're both covered in blood. In the background is a goose that's hugging these ducklings, and a very wholesome look on the face of Evie, who has just united a new holographic family. In this moment of purity, the murderous bloodletting behind you has also paused as everyone is kind of looking on. It almost looks like everyone's just regarding the baby in the manger kind of picture, where everyone's just looking at this holographic goose just hugging all these other creatures. It's because of that you don't see on the panel as you approach, there's a severed arm on the panel. A human severed arm. It is not a hologram, and it is It is hanging, clutching the doorway to the panel, just swinging back and forth. On the ground, you see one of your crew members from your competitors has made it here first. The foul language, one of the ensigns is laying on the ground about 10 feet away, tying a tourniquet to an arm that's been completely cut off. And he looks at you with this pale expression on his face and goes, "I win." And then he faints.
God damn it.
Excuse you. It's actually kind of crazy that you would try to prioritize a silly game while chaos is happening on the ship. And we're here to save the day, actually. So I would appreciate it if you could get on board with the memo, and I would open up the panel.
Okay.
I will address the bleeding humanoid.
Baya, you have been in situations where you were literally trying to stop a warp core from exploding in the final seconds of a meltdown and save both the transport ship and the away team. You are now probably about to make the roll of your life, so go ahead and make a control engineering check.
Can I get assist from my friend who can literally commune with technology?
I'll help out.
Difficulty
I suppose all that.
Difficulty 2.
too. Okay. Oh man. I'm gonna grab a momentum just because this is the one.
Got one success.
And what engineering? What did you say? Control engineering?
It's control engineering difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2. Okay. Let's roll a pride die. Because I miss her. That is 3 successes from me.
I got 1 on
4
mine.
It
successes.
occurs to you as you were activating the repair panel. You may have reached it first. That's just reaching the finish line. You're crossing it.
Yes.
You
I take it all back.
As you activate, the power begins to flicker, and all of a sudden, all the backup systems, once activated, once connected to the independent battery down here on the repair deck, all the power systems begin to purge and flicker. And the picturesque scene of these ducklings and the Hologoose begins to change. All of the hollow geese around in the bay vanish except for the one that was cradling the geese. And those little bitty ducklings, also vanish in that particular moment. The Badgeys begin to flicker, and all of them in unison say, "Son of a," and they disappear. And a chorus. And powers come back on.
Wait, are we covered in blood still?
No, the blood disappears.
Okay, good.
All the gore, all the blood disappears except for the severed arm that is hanging on. They think that is real. And
geez.
as it all comes back online, there's a comedic beat when you hear "Red alert." And the ship goes cut to. It's 24 hours later in the med bay. The other crew member, the member of the team of foul language, is receiving a regenerating arm treatment. And he is currently fuming because he didn't actually finish the race before he was attacked by Badgey. The crew has decided to cancel this scary haunted house stuff that's going to be happening for the rest of the Sherman Oaks' stay during the new reboot. Also, the captain has decided that Starbase 80, we can go a little bit longer and run systems on an emergency power if it means going to a starbase that can actually handle the load of updating the systems. Our scene ends with the USS Sherman Oaks leaving Starbase 80 and plotting a course for Starbase 1. As it jumps to warp, the crew is gathered down below in the medical bay because the hatchlings are hatching. Except the crew has to wait because only the winners get to gather here and name the ducklings. As the Tuvian ducklings begin to hatch one by one, they look like Pokemon. They're just big-eyed, super adorable, bright, brilliant, vermilion-colored feathers that are already present and slightly luminescent with some of the goop that is dripping off of them as they hatch out of their eggs. Standing next to Evie while this is happening is a holotarg that's kind of slightly bouncing in excitement. And next to the holotarg is a glassy-eyed, very happy Hologoose that is gazing at its new clutch of ducklings and resisting the urge to scoop them all up in its wings. Also floating next to all of you is Meep Meep, who currently has a couple of patches welded onto the side of their body, basically like the equivalent of an exocomp's arm in a sling. And you just hear Meep Meep go, "Oh," and all this time, all we had to do is just create a parental figure. It's perfect. And look, now you don't have to dedicate your entire life to program violence. You can help raise these ducklings. Goose turns and looks at you, Evie, and goes, "Honk," asking if they can pick up their new ducklings.
Time to meet your babies. I can't speak for all of them, but that one right there, that one's Exio.
The wings fold around the little ducklings, and the ducklings immediately accept the Hologoose as mama. It just kind of pulls them in. And you hear outside the doors of the med bay, you hear the thunderous whining voice of a Gorn engineer go, I was just kidding. I really want to see the ducklings. Can we come inside now, please? Please.
Hold on. I need to name my duckling. And I'll crouch down to one. And I've printed a tiny bow tie. I'll hit on one of them and just go, "Don't tell Evie, your name is Danger."
All right. And do you have a name?
Yeah. Baya is like sitting there, like while like murmuring to herself, "These are the adventures of the starship Lower Ducks," and it's like sitting there, like complete like cartoon starry eyeballs, and is like rubbing like a fingertip on the top of the head of one of them and going, "And you're named after my hero, Chief Engineer Belana Torres," and is like whispering, like to the, like, "But we can just call you Belana because that's a really long name to get called all the time." It's just like fully whispering repeatedly to the little ducklings.
Cut to centuries from now. Flash forward to Starfleet Academy. With Tilly taking over, teaching the roles, and all the names up on the wall of all those who have come since, who have rebooted Starfleet and are bringing in a whole new class of people. As you see a storied picture of all the adventures of Starfleet leading up to this point, before the burn and for everything that has happened, there is an archive of great moments where Starfleet officers have faced dangers untold and all that awaits them. And for a brief second, the archive, perhaps somebody didn't do quite the thorough job they should have sifting through the archive for imagery, is the selfie of two crew members with a big smile on their face, covered in gore, and a scene of absolute chaos and murder behind them. Underneath it just says snapshot USS Ross. I'm sorry, USS Sherman Oaks. Goose, courtesy of USS Ross. Underneath that. And it reads stardate 58773.17, which, by the way, is in fact October 20th. And that is our game of Lower Decks, our horror Halloween game of Lower Decks. Oh,
That went great. I think we did. I think that was
awesome.
totally normal and regular.
Yeah, totally normal and regular.
Monday. Yeah.
Cheering me happy. I was like, when I was researching for this game, when I was writing it up, I was like, how violent? I need to remind myself how violent Badgey got. And I was like, oh no, Badgey is full on a horror movie. They counted 15 puns. Chat has been following this.
Chat's been counting your puns.
Surely there were more than
5
that.
per hour? Dang.
Portico
I must have been really quiet and well behaved.
More next week. I'll have something for y'all next week. Stay tuned for that. Also, we'll have some announcements coming up very soon. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Keep your eyes on our Patreon and our coffee for some of the updates that you're going to be seeing coming down the pipe of what's coming next for StreamPunks. Thank you all so very much for joining us tonight.
Real quick, I do think we just got 15 gift subs for 15 puns.
I'm going to guess that was Lord Portico.
Of course it was, but thank you
Yeah,
for
of course.
supporting Althaven. They're
Thank you.
very, very kind.
Thank you for
to host
supporting
us.
Althaven. Thank you guys for joining us tonight for an absolutely blood-soaked episode of Halloween. Keeping in mind, too, that Halloween October isn't over. We might be in for some more next Monday night. But until then, friends, healing frequencies are closed.